Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to LCK Challenger Spring 2023. I'm Atlas, joined by Chronically here as we bring you the pinnacle of today's video games. This best of three could be the best of the day, potentially.
I thought you were going to say this best of three could be the best of three. I feel like you were leading up to a bad joke.
No, I wasn't. No, I was
not in this match.
Spitting facts.
Is this the match where we don't joke at all and we're going full ham? Because this should actually be a really cool match. And if you're just watching to see some future LCK talent, this is the match.
Yep.
This is the one.
There are definitely some fantastic players. I think we learned enough from D+ Kia Challenger Team's very first match, which was excessively explosive, absolutely beautiful to watch. And T1 have also been impressing. Both of these teams undefeated so far in their Challenger run. It's been 2-0s across the board for this team, I'm pretty sure. Outside, no, a couple of losses, one game
couple
losses.
Individual losses, yeah. But
so both teams on +6, yeah.
But they're really good. They're really
very,
good.
Very good.
And the coolest thing to me is that they're very different philosophies in terms of what a Challenger team constitutes as well, because T1, for like the last 2 years, have always been a very big fan of putting a cool developmental player, was Berserker, for example, in 2021, alongside the much more experienced players. So, for example, there was Roach and Mowgli, right? Before Berserker was shipped off to NA, where he obviously has done exceptionally well. He was playing together with two very experienced players. They did that last year as well, and they've done it this year. This year, it's Bay, most notably. That is the kind of the anchor of this team. And overall, together with Forrest, he's kind of the experienced core. And then you get into the cool and new and exciting players, which are Smash and Dahl from T1 themselves. And then Bout came over from Hanwha Live's Challenger roster from last year.
Yep. And on the side of D+ Kia, it's a very similar roster to what you've been watching throughout Challenger last year. They're continuing to go from strength to strength. Unfortunately, falling to Nongshim in that 5-game series in the Challenger final in summer last year. But otherwise, they still look extraordinarily dominant. And they probably know a little bit more about split pushing now. That they suffered at the hands of Dundun.
Only difference is, of course, Loopy coming in from Brion. Was on Brion before with Feisty and Gaming for the Feisty Loopy Gaming trio, which was great. And now individual players are doing better. Brion, unfortunately, is not. But the Challenger roster for D+ it's legit. It's just challengers, right? There's no players here that, unless you follow this scene, you've seen or heard from before. But you should know them. Because Thanatos, Poolbay, Lucid, these players are going to make a really big mark once they finally promote to the LCK. And I'm very excited for when that happens, but not going to be the case just yet.
Yep. Someone told me that I apparently look like an elf if I look down. So I just had to do it a little bit more. Studio Kimbap, LCK YouTube channel, please make your thumbnail an elf Atlas art. I like it. Real keen. Get that one going as fans here, the WDG arena, ready. T1 versus DK. This is the big one, of course. All the fans sitting together. Very, very cool. And I thought Nuclear wasn't supposed to be here for today's broadcast. I guess he's probably been swapped because he made it all the way over here and apparently it wasn't actually his day to cast. So I assume what he did was made a phone call or two and said like, hey, can we swap, by the way, because like I'm here.
Or he pranked you.
Or he pranked me. He may have done that as well. But he wasn't getting makeup or anything like that. So
Nuclear doesn't strike me as the pranking. Actually, I watched Nuclear Family. Actually, he does.
No, but he's an honest, nice boy. So I think that he definitely wasn't. But just managed to pull some strings and get himself on that broadcast. So very, very cool. Yeah, the mod situation is still being worked out. We've got some kinks to iron out, things like that. But definitely the process is certainly started. But for now, just try not to anger Nightbot too much, and you might be all right. We'll just have to see.
And I'm loving seeing Challenger fans. Very, very cool. Good for you.
Ironcliff, why are we holding our mics? Because if we don't, we have to yell like this. Because otherwise the microphones won't be able to hear our voices.
He's not holding his mic. I don't know if you guys can hear him. I don't know how the gate's set.
Yeah. So that's why we're holding our mics. Just PS. All right, here are the standings. The two teams that you're about to see right now are currently tied for first place. That is why this is the dope matchup. That's why we've been excited for this one all day long. 4 wins apiece. One of them will be walking away with a loss. The other will be walking away in first place. It is still likely that whoever loses here will be second place after this is all said and done.
Shout out to Cheddar saying, honestly, it sounds better when Atlas put away the mic, so he had to shout. Great joke. Like it a lot.
That's not very nice.
Well, maybe the audio actually sounds better because the reverb.
If you want that, then maybe that's just how we're going to have to cast, all right?
Well, I'm not going to. I don't want to kill my voice. As we take a look at D plus Kia, incredibly strong team. Won Spring last year. That was, of course, with Bible, not with Loopy. And then subsequently went on to be the favorites for Summer. Made it to finals and then got in a legendary best of 5, which I witnessed from the hotel in Gangneung when we were at the LCK Summer Finals.
Yep, I didn't. I wasn't there for that.
You were invited, and you all were like, "No, we got more important stuff to do."
Yeah, so. We did. We wanted to go out and see the town, and it was fantastic. We had a really good night.
Well, I joined later. Could have still done that.
Yeah. I don't quite remember that. Anyway, Dal, Forest, Bay, Smash, and Bort will be your T1 Challenger roster. Bay, of course, you may recognize from international competition, such as MSI, when he was in the PCS. Excited to see what he can do here.
Nongshim Bay.
Or Nongshim Bay.
If you remember...
The PCS one was
Rich... Well, who was their jungler? It was Rich. Was it Dread?
Dread on Nongshim? Not at that time. No. That was when he was still on.
Who was it? Was it? Oh, it was Peanut.
Was it?
It was Rich Peanut.
It was.
And then Bay into Gory. And Doctom and Kellen.
Yep.
There you go. As Thanatos versus Dahl. Thanatos, in my opinion, the strongest top laner that we have left, especially since Photon peaced out, went to the LEC. And... as a result, Thanatos kind of standing alone here. Ilma also fallen from his throne. Incredible player. Pretty versatile as well, although his team mostly just keeps him on Nara and Renekton because they keep racking in the wins.
Yeah, they do. Just to reiterate a comment, indeed, all of T1 did get benched, and they are indeed working on Chovy's camel farm in New Zealand.
Yeah.
That is 100% confirmed.
Great job. I heard that they're planning to start a B&B there as well.
No, they definitely are. You can, if you are in New Zealand at any time, then you can find that on the website. D plus Gear doing the same thing as well. It's an alpaca farm that they have in Tasmania. Him and the rest of the team are over there now working on that one. So really nice stuff. Let's hop into this draft here as the Caitlyn and Maokai have been taken away. Caitlyn's support ban, love to see it. And the Ryze and the Wukong also taken off the board here, as we will have a fair few 80 carries left up and available, Chronicler. It's a bit of a worry.
Ashe, most notably, does feel like one of, if not the strongest character in the game at the moment, with how a lot of the meta has developed. Teams getting better and better at actually utilizing everything that she provides to a draft. And Elise, still high priority within the LCK, but a bit more situational, as I do love that Ashe ban. Nami pickup here, I don't love. I'm worried that is what we're going to get, because a lot of teams have been favoring that.
Yeah.
Personally, the Sejuani with Maokai and Wukong already been the way, I think really rises in stock. The only other jungler that can be picked up into that will be the Vi, but Vi not quite in the same position, will be the Nami instead. We obviously saw that previously Gen.G went for a complete trap and then picked up the Lucian here to deny it to their previous opponents. Did work for the series, but that specific draft was very good.
Yeah, worked very well in that one game. Oh, the Lulu priority makes me feel a bit sad.
Oh, T1, no.
Oof, that's a choice that could be made. Zeri Lulu, something that at the beginning of the season, a lot of teams thought would be really good into Lucian Nami. And I think in scrims, if you play aggressively enough, you can find yourself some advantages. But we've seen it just has not worked. As Lucian going to be locked away, of course, was definitely going to be picked at least third. D plus Gear just taking a bit of time to work out exactly what they want to give to Lucid in this game.
And with the Elise already taken away, Sejuani seems like a no-brainer. The downside of the Sejuani is obviously that you are a little bit more limited if you want to get optimal value from the pick, but it's the only jungler, again, as we mentioned, that right now is absolute top tier. Alternatively, you can also go for the Vi. Is good into Zeri, but Vi into Lulu, not quite as good as many other picks. And yeah,
Lulu
of
mid,
course.
Pantheon support.
No, it's base, Pantheon, or Set here, obviously.
Ooh, I do like the Set option.
If Faker can play Set, then Bay can too.
I mean, you can play any champion in the game.
But Bay has a great Set.
He does.
This is one champion.
Absolutely. That is Vi, though. So Bay is going to go for a different option. He is going to play mid Vi this game. I'm looking forward to seeing how Jungle Zeri works out. We've disabled swapping of champions. This is Challenger. We do things a little bit differently here.
Don't get pranked by Atlas. Don't believe his lies. This is a normal draft with, like the LCK, just straight up pick your bot lane, pick your jungle. That's what we're allowed to do.
And now you ban top laners. So Renekton going to go first. We're looking to try to get ourselves towards a Cassante versus Gnar lane. And just got to figure out exactly how we can get there. Maybe a Fiora ban could come through here. Of course, Dal has been playing a fair few aggressive champions towards that top side. But it will be the Cassinan to be taken away first. It's going to be on T1 to get rid of those top laners. There we go. Jace also hitting the bench. I want to see that Fiora go. We can't have any interesting top laners left available. It must only be Cassante and Gnar. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's what's happening. That's what we're getting. So I hope you're happy with this.
I am. I'm very, very happy. 8 seconds to go. D+K just taking a little while to find the Fiora button.
Normally, there is a bigger disjoint between Challenger meta and... So now they're trying to make T1 R4-0. It's very, very obvious. With both the Sylas and the Cassin already gone, then Polbey might go for his Swain. I think T1 not going to spring the trap just yet, instead going to pick up the blind Gnar, which, for Thanatos, if he wants to put on the aggression, I personally wouldn't mind. I don't know if that's what we're actually getting, but
I want, like,
we'll see.
What if it was just a Kali Aurelia right now for D+K?
Well, that's what I'd want, yeah.
That would be really fun. Could be a thing that comes in as, the classic Yordle off on the top side. It has certainly been a bit of time since we've seen this exact matchup, but Kennen used to be pretty good into the Gnar, has been subsequently nerfed a heck of a lot, but has made a recent resurgence. As Loopy, will he be picking up something like the Akali? I think we kind of need a bit of physical damage.
No, it's Swain. I know.
Oh, wait, never mind. I mean, Lucian does do absolutely plenty. And there is the Swain for Pool Bay into the Azir that was almost definitely going to come through from Bay.
Shocker. Predicted the draft. And it's not because we're great. It's because the meta right now is a little stale. And interestingly, I think it's because these teams are better that their meta is also stale. Because I know for a fact that D+ at times have actually been able to scrim the main team, which is
they do it actually
insane.
Yeah,
in of itself, right? Like that's
they get smashed, but they do have a good time.
Well, and obviously the fact that at the very least you're getting the opportunity in of itself is extremely useful. So overall, looking at the drafts, D+Kia has the best team fights. It's a circle comp, I guess. You know, Nami as a wave instead of a circle, but still works on the top half of the map. The downside is that it is very magic heavy, so if Rahel falls behind the curve substantially and they're not able to find any early game pressure or mid-game spikes...
If it's AD Cannon, though, they're not.
But I don't think that they go AD Cannon into the Gnar specifically, because to me, what makes the Gnar matchup the Cannon matchup obnoxious for Gnar is the ability to go in for like the shorter trades with your Q. And, you know, maybe you can, if Gnar does try to get aggressive, can go in as well. But I think you're more AP reliant. I think if you're actually trading orders against Gnar, it's not going to be nearly as good. Might be wrong. Might see Thanatos still go for that, in which case it would make their team fight weaker, but obviously it would give them a side laning threat. So we're about to find out.
We absolutely are, and you missed the best point. Amtrak Trev told us we will get to see Pool Bay, which is absolutely fantastic. Really love to see it. It's very, very close to time to get onto the Rift here for game number 1. D+ Kia taking on T1. Who will remain undefeated and who will not? That's the question. Let's rock out. I don't even know whether they cut it because we were so loud that we just wouldn't even know.
Is this live? No, we are not live. This is, we just pre-record us saying this is not live every now and then so that people are, sure that it's not live.
Yep. Art Agma says, can't believe it's 2027 and Faker retired last year. I agree. From 2027 with sadness, I guess, is where that message will come through from. Shout outs to Papa Smithy. How you doing, man? Hope you're enjoying this sweet challenge broadcast. Doing a bit of research for when you're going to find your players next time around. Like it.
I think Papa's doing a pretty good job. FlyQuest looks pretty...
No, I know.
Pretty great.
I know.
Thus far.
I mean...
It's good scouting.
Who knows what's going to happen next year? Who knows? So you got to make sure that you stay on top. Is that the real Swiffer?
I wouldn't mind, personally. I wouldn't mind getting Prince back. So if he comes back after a year in an A, that's fine. That's okay. We can have that. That would be lovely. Oh, we missed CS. Lane's over. He's tilted.
That's Dunzo.
He's Dunzo.
One of Australia's most famous talent in Chief Swiffer is in the chat.
The one and only.
The one and only, indeed. International talent. Absolutely fantastic.
Already got slapped by Nightbot.
Yep, Nightbot just completely destroying him. Love to see it. As maybe he was utilizing capital letters, which is the main reason why the majority of us get destroyed by Nightbot. That's how that one goes. Anyway, T1 currently getting to level 2 first against the Lucian Nami lane. Doing pretty well. As Bay is getting pushed in by Pool Bay, and Pool Bay is going to Pool Bay. There we go. That's exactly the interaction that all of us have been waiting to see, and we got it straight away. It's fantastic. As
we do have confirmation, is indeed the AP cannon. Ari picked up also an initial call here, which is going to help Thanatos scale very nicely. Cannon matchup also not too entertaining, so being able to get an amount of gold later on for free. Going to be very, very nice. As talking about the early matchups here, we have the bot side going pretty aggressively as Lucid. He knows.
All right. Not going to deny the camps just yet, but does have a lot of information. Another pull going to come through there as Bay taking a lot of damage. Can Pool Bay find it? Another couple of orders.
Minion?
The minion, no. Not quite enough.
30 health.
Yeah, that was down to basically nothing. As once again, the Never Move will connect. Sith Lightning not going to quite be enough though, and Bay is going to be allowed to go home.
As Lucid able to steal away some chickens here. He's going to go in. Does have PTA, is actually quite strong.
Yeah, Denting Blow's doing a fair bit of work here as he flashes for it, but that means that he can't follow this flash, as Lucid will make it out. So, trade of flashes for the junglers.
That's a forced play if I've ever seen one. Loves his aggression. Definitely happy to go in there, as here we see a trend that happens very often, especially if you get Ignite on the Lucian here, which is Yuumi, or Lulu in this case, but any Zeri lane really taking control of the lane level 1. So they're able to shove and outrange, and once level 2 is hit and the wave is shoved, on the bounce, you have to really respect the Lucian Nami, because they are still quite strong. And as a result, Rahel and Loopy gonna be a whole lot stronger. Smash going for the call here on a first back. This is gonna be a bit of a toughie when it comes to actually fighting it out. Of course, if he can stay alive, gonna be very happy.
Being a bit annoying is Thanatos here. And he has elected to go towards the AP variety of the cannon, like you were talking about before. Has the Airy already set up and has gone with that Cull start, because it just feels like this lane should be pretty doable. And with that serrated Dirk, like you were talking about, Rahel's going to be very, very happy. But Forest is looking to try and turn that smile upside down. Doesn't rhyme quite as well as the other way around, but still. Smash taking a fair bit of damage, but it looks like D plus Kia are just going to back away.
Look at the
Forest going to do the same thing. Yeah, love to see
That's not my challengers. Oh, no, never mind.
Okay, Rahel still taking a heck of a lot of damage here. He gets turned into a snowman and now going to try and turn it here onto Smash. There's the piercing light. As Vault Breaker, just Forest doing a bit of a drive-by and going to declare his position on the map. D plus Kia, though, still going to be okay. Flash is available, the only summoner spells left in the bottom lane.
If he can proc Mega Knot early, then Lucid might have a window here after the Krugs are taken.
Well, there it is.
Because you can't obviously go in for Meganar, and Dahl will get a heal up from the transformation, but I think he dies on the subsequent crash.
Well, that is a ultimate just to clear out the wave, and Lucid is here. Flash available, so we'll see whether he has to use Flash or whether he just dies, as Dow's just going to get taken down. There we go, first blood goes on over, and D plus Kia on the board already.
Really nicely done there. You see the moment that Forrest shows himself on bot side, unable to find a play there. Rahel and Loopy playing very respectful. Immediately, as teleport is available, so Phantos needs to be a little careful. Immediately, Lucid pulls the trigger, going to be able to pick themselves up the Krugs here as well. Dahl is forced to TP back, catch this wave, and Thanatos didn't get the kill, so will unfortunately not have the sickest of... Oh, never mind, it's actually got 2 plates in the end. At the very least 1. Because Hextech Alternator, just 1, but that with the assist, and Sorkpan Boots is hell of a buy. So good luck on that one, Dahl. The one upside is that T1 was able to pick themselves up an initial Drake, which they are really going to appreciate, because I think their mid-game, you're not going to have a great time. You're playing into Swain, you're playing into Cannon, you're playing into Lucian Nami, so trying to contest objectives henceforth is going to be very tough.
Somewhat difficult. We'll see what they're going to be able to do here, as already 1,200 gold is the lead, largely to do with this topside massive gap, as Lightning Rush going to come forward here. Dahl fighting against Thanatos quite nicely, but still, I mean, the item gap is absurd. Just the Merc Treads against the Hextech Cookie, as well as the Sork Shoes. And so, yeah, you're going to mitigate a little bit, but I think
he dies on the ultimate if Thanatos plays it well, so... Not sure what the...
Well, flashes do come through, but Dahl is going to survive, as once again, going to have to get out of there. And there are flashes going everywhere this game.
Yeah, but that's a really big win for Thanatos, because Dahl is in a tough position already. Now he's going to have to go back.
Smash just like,
vacates
the area.
Wait.
Vision of Empire comes through. Smash going to have to flash to get over that wall. Smash, flash, oh dear. But D plus Kia...
he smashes that flash button.
He definitely did. Just like you guys at home should smash the follow button. As Forest on top of a control ward, but D plus Kia are pretty far up this lane. They may have to just use flashes to try and get out. Loopy already going to press his as in goes Bort. And yeah, the flash was a little bit unnecessarily there. Rahel, as he is going to go down anyway.
Really nicely done there by Forest, actually finding quite a nice angle. Unseen by the Vision initially, false sense of security with Lucid still in the area. And overall, nice pick, making sure that the bot lane doesn't turn into an absolute disaster. And will mean that Forest is going to be accelerated and...
Ooh. I like that we just watched Smash surf out of lane. Jet Set Radio Future. Nice little grind, like to see it.
So Forest is going to gank top, which can work. But is a bit risky. Doesn't have the ultimate available yet. If he does have, I think this should be fine, especially if the time of Meganar. And looks like it's going to clear his top side of the map. Lucid also in the general vicinity.
Yep, some pings going out as D plus Kia have tracked Forest pretty nicely. I believe that was Lucid just letting his team know that the Vi is likely doing red buff, and she is in the area. As Thanatos, with this wave pushing into him, is going to be pretty comfortable, and he's now going to try and zone Dahl away. As Rahel push this wave forward also. So a slight stagnation, I guess, in the aggression from D plus Kia after that kill onto Rahel. But I think they should still be absolutely fine to continue pressure in this game. Lucid setting up for what he might think is a counter gank, as Thanatos is diving towards Dahl. There's a Glacial Prison. Beautifully done here from the top side of the map from D+ Kia, as now Smash going to throw in the ultimate. Decent knock up there as Smash is going down very low, but Rahel can't get in auto range. He's just going to get taken down. It's a disaster. The double kill comes in, and Smash just wins the 2v2.
Oh, Loopy, you got to hit that bubble. Really nicely sidestepped there by Smash. Great movement, really showcasing White Azeri's skills with champion, or player skill rather, as if that bubble from Loopy hits, I think that they lose the 2v2, right? Then that trade comes through. Really nicely seen here from Smash as well, that him and Bout are very aware. Look at that bubble. Yeah, that one needed to hit. If that one hits, they're fine, but not the case. Barrier still available as well. And as a result, at level 6, especially pre-Guild Force, you actually have quite a nice angle. And if I look at the D+ composition, I am worried at their ability to reliably keep down Azeri, right? Because you don't have that much backline dive. You're going to be extremely reliant on a good cannon ultimate. The one upside is that I do think the front line is going to be extremely tough to chew through. So it won't be until like very late in the game that Smash will be able to actually get through some of these health bars. But nonetheless, very important that the T1 bot side is playing this lane as well as they are, because if they wouldn't, then overall the game state would be looking great for D+.
Certainly would. And this, it feels like the 2020 D+ story, you know, or the Damwon Kia story from back then. And that is, the bottom lane is a bit of a problem, but the top side of the map is going fantastically well. And you can see that is continuing right here. Still, Rahel and Loopy will be able to get things done as the game goes on. We're not quite towards the Imperial Mandate just yet. That is going to be a big spike alongside the Gale Force for Rahel. As, all right, we're just flashing. Forest is over here. Lucid's going to come down, though, and that is a fantastic Glacial Prison, but it's not quite enough. And now Lucid's going to have to flash. He tries to get on Smash, but it's just not enough. Poolbay is going to demonically ascend, and you are never moving again until you come out of that death chamber. Double kill to come through from Poolbay, and now Forest finds himself wandering the wrong direction. He's waiting for Bay to come in. The Emperor, can he divide correctly? The answer is sort of yes, sort of no, as Poolbay wants to grab this kill onto Forest, but he's just going to turn it into aggression. Still dies, but Bay gets another.
Don't think Forest needs to die there. A couple of nice sidesteps coming through from both sides. In the end, I'd argue it's a favorable trade here for D+, but gotta take a look at that replay. Poolbay getting fed there, absolutely huge. As do you see that the most damage done in the game is still Thanatos just in his 1v1?
Oh yeah.
As so, the main reason why this is even remotely close, because of how far the D+ bot lane is already behind, is the combined damage. Also note that Poolbay actually helps with keeping Smash low there, and the initial roam here looks quite good. But unfortunately, Forest is able to take out Lucid, and as a result, Poolbay also can't keep his ultimate up. If he has his ultimate here, they still win this 2v2 probably. Like, Poolbay just walks away with another kill, right? Very unfortunate ultimate from Bay there as well. Good movement, and then Forest going in here. They would have gotten that kill regardless. That I don't think was necessary.
I like the enthusiasm though.
Well, yeah, but giving gold over to Poolbay is a very bad idea. This is, in my opinion, one of his signature picks. And he has won many a team fight on this Swain, and I don't think he's going to stop anytime soon.
Well, let's see whether T1 have an answer for it.
How many future world champions are playing in this series? That's a good question, Papa Smithy. I'm going to say 3.
And yeah, I think it isn't 0. I think there's at least 4 players on this team that in this
for LCK,
in this game.
I'd be happy to go with.
Well, there's one of them that would be on my list, and another one escaping very nicely, as the Drake is going to be secured by Bay. 2-0-0 on the Azir. He wasn't on the list, but he's definitely playing well here today thus far.
Bay's not on your list?
I know. He's MSI champion.
MSI competitor Bay?
Uh-huh. It was all Juhan.
Unbelievable. It was all Juhan. It was all Juhan. Don't tell Papa who the future world champions are. If Papa's one of the few people where, like, us telling him who are good in challenges isn't going to change anything.
No.
Right? If this was,
he will know.
He will know nonetheless. We have no impact on that.
And also, he's got some good ones already. So I think we're right for a couple of years.
Fortunately, there's a limit. There's a cap. You know, he can't. can't keep taking them away from us. Although, what if he just changes orcs every single year and just keeps importing them?
He just builds the LCK in North America?
Over like 5 different teams?
Whoa. Gets the import rules completely changed? Oh, it'll be like Overwatch League all over again. Very scary. Very, very scary. I hope you don't do that, Papa, because I don't want
That's how the LCS wins Worlds.
Yep, there we go. All right, no, it's just going to be a global league. That's what it's all about. Anyway, Thanatos, back up towards this top side of the map, has about a 50 CS advantage. Dal doesn't exist.
Yeah, and credit to Lucid, I think, also giving a lot of attention to his top side of the map. Well done. But also Thanatos showing why we're so excited about him, really making the most out of this counter pick. And what I love is that this game's still very much playable on either side, right? In terms of team fighting, already talked a little bit about the D+ power, but if Bae plays it well, the impact of champions like the Swain and the Cannon can really be mitigated. But ooh, I don't know about diving Swain, guys. I don't think this is a good idea.
He may not be the target that you're looking for.
He has a stopwatch as well. And this is a call that is being made. I personally have my doubts. Let's see if I'm proven wrong.
It hasn't been made yet. We're still pinging a fair bit. All right. Biding our time as best we can. Another Never Move's going to connect here as Bae throws down the ulti. Demonic Ascension does come in, and like you say, I mean, he still has a stopwatch. He's going to get knocked up. Another pull comes in. He doesn't press stopwatch. Never mind. I guess they knew that. And this turret's going to fall down. So there we go. 1 for 1, I guess, in the end. And a successful dive in the bottom side of the map.
I'm a bit confused.
Same.
Yeah. So,
saving stopwatch for next game.
We are cursing very nicely here.
Well, I mean, I think that us making the assumption that a stopwatch could be used there was not wrong. Just sometimes they don't get used.
Yeah, it's also
wrong slot. Might have been wrong slot.
Could have been. Yeah, it's also you know, mistakes happen. Might wanted to save it for the Drake fight that's coming up, which I actually don't hate. Also, his team is winning the game on the other side of the map.
Yeah, this cannon
oh
might
my
be.
God.
Oh wow, that's an inner. That is a lot of money.
He's gonna have Shadow Flame at 17 minutes.
Well, Lucid is, he does have the Rift Herald, so he can go back real fast. And yeah, this is a tale of 2 sides of the map, is it not?
And you have Zeri Lulu on one, which, exceptional. Oh, look at that gold lead.
Yeah.
Well, Thanatos, I hope you're ready to carry. But I do really think, oh my God, Thanatos playing Cannon with the Nuguri skin is actually...
That's pretty good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's sending a message right there.
Oh. But he needs to carry as well, yeah. Also note that Poolbay doesn't have his Rod of Ages yet. And to me, this next fight is the most important fight in the game. Because if D+ is able to shut down Smash early in the fight, I don't think T1 can win. Because of the power of that cannon, the 2-item spike, Lucian and Nami. They're behind, but they still have Guild Force and Mandate, so doesn't matter.
Well, there's the Glacial Prison. Smash is just put into the bouncy house, and he will be taken down. Shirley gets another crash as they tear through these turrets. And now, to add insult to injury for T1, it's a Mountain Soul that D+ Kia get to go back to here. They can start stacking Drakes, and they'll have a Swain with a Mountain Soul.
Not Rod of Ages, Swain with Mountain Soul.
Aigo.
Can't do that.
Sorry, that's Korean for oh dear.
That's not okay.
No, it's not okay at all.
No, I mean the itemization.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed, as you got to try and contest this. Yeah, you're going to die. And if you don't die, you take 25% of your health. You're in a pretty rough spot. Look at Thanatos. Look at the cannon flank.
He is lying in wait.
And they don't have time. Right? Oh, mid probably going to get taken here. Okay, they're actually taking control. They must know. I'm seeing...
Oh, but Thanatos,
they must know, but
Thanatos
it doesn't matter.
So,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just killed him. Okay, here's the Slicing Maelstrom. That is a massive 4-man stun before the ult even goes off. Oh, wait, no, he was just sort of underwater or something like that and I didn't quite see it. So, he is going to be able to come through. The cannon taken down, but still going to trade it for Smash and Forest, and you'll take that any day of the week. D+ Kia will take the first mountain.
Yeah, that's a 2-item cannon on 19 minutes. Look at that! What?
That was insane. He's like, I think his ult did so much damage, I couldn't see it because it was too high damage, you know?
I am so stoked about this D+ top side. History repeats itself, Atlas says. Yeah, a bit of a spectator bug there. Very clearly,
yeah.
This is the ultimate is going offer, don't you worry.
Yeah. I thought he somehow managed to hit them all with Lightning Rush and then stack it up an extra time somehow magically out of nowhere and then... Oh, but he just ulted.
Actually, really well done as well there by T1 to still turn, because if Thanatos doesn't die there, then they can probably set up for another play towards the bot side. I don't think he got the kill. Maybe he did? Not sure. Would be nice. As Thanatos' naming convention, I always assumed he was just a Greek mythology nerd, but now that we found out that even a name like...
He's a Lost Ark nerd.
Yeah, even a name like Bulldog is actually just a MapleStory reference. I just assume everything is MapleStory, Lost Ark, or... what's this one more Korean MMO I'm forgetting? Is this a rebroadcast?
What do you mean one more? There's like Terra, there's Aeon, there's millions of them.
Yeah, but there's like one like super iconic one.
Lineage?
Like. Maybe, yeah. Could be.
Black Desert Online.
Black Desert, I think that was the one.
There's like so many.
Yeah, they really do like their MMOs here.
Yeah, they're pretty good at making them.
A lot of grinding. So, that Drake individually already really big means that...
Guild Wars? I don't think Guild Wars is Korean.
Well, it is a great MMO though.
It is definitely good.
I really enjoy playing Guild Wars. All the expansions as well. Didn't play Guild Wars 2, but Guild Wars 1 was amazing.
I played Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 is a fantastic game.
Yes.
Real good.
Well, to him.
A lot more focus on like other stuff.
Isn't Thanatos from Avengers? Why are they talking about boring mythology? There's a lot to unpack in that statement.
Yeah, Black Cat's not sure about that.
What do you think
baited.
Thanos is named after? I feel like it's bait. Yeah, I feel like we're getting pranked.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Just a little bit.
So, overall game state, still winnable for T1. Still
Dungeon Fighter is another one. Yeah, Sajax has it. Dungeon Fighter is certainly very popular here.
There you go.
Summoner's War. Oh, baby. The original gacha. It's a goodie.
It is a goodie. Who do you think is going to win this game?
I think D+ here are going to win this game. Because I believe in Pool Bay.
I'm right there with you. I actually think T1 against any other team in challenges would have a freebie here. But as you might have gathered, if you caught, sorry, it's been a while, guys, that I have not casted. So you feel like it should get better, but it doesn't. So you're joking, okay? It's a great joke, and I totally fell for it. And shout out to you.
Hilarious.
Good comedy. Yeah, no, honor. I don't.
Summoner's War Endgame.
Talking about, if you watch the previous series as well...
why are we ignoring Azir, by the way? That's a good question.
Well, I don't feel like we are. I have already talked multiple
as far as
times
win
about
conditions and what we feel about Bay's ability to carry.
I've already talked about the fact that he is going to be the one that wins in the team fight or not. If he can get rid of Thanatos and or Pool Bay, he can win them fights. But his job is buy space for Zeri. If he goes in and tries to scoop some people to start a fight, I don't think you win. So,
and he built funny items.
Well, I think that's fine. In this scenario, actually, you know what? I don't think it's fine. I'm taking it back. They're playing into Mountain Drake. It's kind of a disaster because he will not do enough damage. Thanatos.
Thanatos may die or he may kill 2 people. We're not entirely sure which. Doesn't have stopwatch though, so he's dead.
Well, that answered the question.
Yeah, there we go. I was a little bit worried there for a second. Did have 3 items complete compared to the 1 that Dal had, but Dal had a jungler, which is pretty important. Rahel, that dash scared me, but he's going to be fine. Lucid,
that was
it's a little bit of delay, a little bit of some latency on the play, just somewhat. As Rahel, please get out of there. As Bubble for zoning. Indeed. Thanatos going to be back up in 10 seconds time. D+ Kia in a uncomfortable position. Smash. Going to get culled just a little, but otherwise he's fine.
Ooh, that's Maganar. Now gone. Drake in 30 seconds. Should be enough time for Dal to build it back up, but they have very little vision. Now, upside is that with Pool they can check a little bit. Lucid also fairly tanky at this point in time. With a vision orb as well. They're going to take mid prio. and walk over. Now, Thanatos' position is the most important. Thanks to that successful kill on bot side, T1 has actually been able to gain a pretty substantial amount. Wow, that hurt. Pretty substantial amount of bot side vision. As T1, you can't do Baron. Like, that's not an option. I actually would much rather them stick around, because I do think they have a really great angle here on T1 as long as they can mark cannon. But maybe D+ is just not going to let them?
We'll have to see. D+ here still taking their time, not moving towards the Drake right now, as this minion wave is going to get cleaned up by the Zeri. Dahl making his way back towards his bottom side, as that wave's going to crash as well. And Thanatos could just head on over and look to grab himself this Mountain Drake. He should probably just invest a couple of people to go lock that one down. T1 don't necessarily need to fight for that one, but the more these mountains start stacking up, the more dangerous life will get for T1. So I'm looking at Swain and looking at his ability to tank things all the time with his ultimate. Thanatos in a similar position, and the longer he can stay alive with an ult running, the more scary they're going to be. So here we go, Lucid and Thanatos going to be able to take this one down as T1 get some control of the Baron pit. Ward's going down. D+ here, they know that there's no Baron being started. And it's going to be a pretty subdued answer here by T1, just going for some resets.
Yeah, getting fresh resets, able to take full control of the Baron pit, but for now not going to lead to anything. Now, T1 did just get the Infinity Edge spike on Smash. Sure, the call might have also been that trying to hard force a fighter. If you do lose that fight, which I think they had okay control, but it is a big risk that you take. And if you lose there, you get aced, cannon gets you, and your Zeri doesn't have the items that she needs, then you can just lose the game, right? And now they do have Banshees done, they have Infinity Edge done, so I think giving over Mountain Drakes is kind of a slippery slope. I think individually they're outside of Infernal some of the best Drakes. Yeah, he has no survivability, but he does so much damage. Pink's
that was
through now.
NQ as the Nara is going to come forward there. Dahl going to clear out the wave also as Forrest moves down. That's a great wallop as cease and desist will certainly achieve exactly what they wanted it to. And Bay, he teleports in just to celebrate along with the rest of his team. There is some sort of Baron angle, but it's not going to be there right now. We've got 40 seconds on Thanatos. T1, they could try and force this.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the time. It's a good shutdown, but there is still a Swain that, oh my god, he went for Spirit Visage as well. He's going to be unkillable. Wow. And Thanatos is there in 20 seconds. So they're going to go for this. But because the play was on the other side of the map, I do think they're taking a big risk here, and they're looking for a turn, clearly. Forrest isn't in the pit. Will get spotted now.
Yep, Glacier Prison's going to come in. He's going to go golden as now T1 are going to back away. There's the flash out. Forrest looking to get over towards the Swain. Emperor's Divide going to be used just on Poolbay as Dahl gets into the back line. Oh, the interruption, Lucid! That was amazing!
Thanatos TP.
The Swain is going to be traded as that was 4v5, remember, guys. Double kill comes through, but now it is Zeri time. The health bars are non-existent. Loopy's dead. And Bay, he's going back home right now. Thanatos looking for him. And now Bay has absolutely nowhere to go. The minions are going to lock him down if Thanatos doesn't, as there is the dash cannon. That's going to lock it up.
Oh boy. A lot of stuff happening there. We're going to get breakdown of the team fight. Poolbay, absolute heroics, spreading that fight. And Forrest, the attempt to want to turn there is understandable, but I don't know if you really need to, right? Because you did actually have a considerable amount of time before Thanatos was actually there. And with how fed Zeri is at the moment, I think the Vi being in a position to keep Zeri safe is a lot more important. Because what happens here, fight's very split. Obviously a bit too quick on the trailer here from D+. Use a lot of cooldowns to not get a lot done. But because Poolbay effectively zones away 3 people from this fight, initially, it's looking very dire. Unfortunately, this teleport here from Thanatos, not ideal. Very, very far off of the mark, and as a result, Smash gets full range to go full Zeri. Rahel and Lucid stay alive, sure, and they still get the kill, but that could have really backfired for T1. And now stopwatch gone on Forrest, and overall still, this game extremely close. You do see T1 trying to force a fighter with Thanatos not up. Almost working out.
Yeah, Thanatos almost has his Rabbidan's Death Cap completed. This is a very big cannon.
Yeah, he's not playing Zhonya's. He has one job, and that's pump out maximum DPS and then hope that Rahel and Poolbay can carry the fight.
Yep. And Rahel does have an Infinity Edge now built up, so he's somewhat evened out items with Smash, who now at least has a Last Whisper with this double stack of Mountain Drakes. Certainly going to be an important thing to own. Third one on the table in 1 minute and 20 seconds. T1 have control right now of the mid lane. D plus Kia are going to make it an even fight as this game goes on. And Dal, up towards that top side, has a Spirit Visage now. There is so much Magic Pen, though, on Thanatos' side. He's probably not too worried about what's being built by the Gnar at this point in time, especially with the lead that he does have. Still, Dal has kept up in levels. That is definitely good news. So he will still have that R button available in these team fights to create space for Bay and Smash. That is his job. And he can certainly still do that right now. Warden's Mail complete as well.
With this build, I also think that Bay's job is to just buy time. Because this Azir build, obviously, against the amount of health stacking that's available for D+, is good in terms of poke, good in terms of like long overtime DPS, but there is no Magic Pen available, right? So look at the itemization on D+. There is Spirit Visage, there's Force of Nature. So as a result, actually doing a lot of DPS as Bay is only going to be successful on Rahel and Thanatos, but again, Thanatos should be going full Lightning Mouse and should just blitz in and die.
Yeah.
And overall, do have some threatening going on here.
Well, Rahel's on the flank with Thanatos. As T1 push this down one more time. Drake has just spawned. T1, they can back off towards it. As now Lucid's going to move in. Dal needs to be a little bit careful. Good never move from Pool Bay, but the inner turret is going to go down. Now T1 with the ability to move back towards that dragon if they'd like to. D plus Kia can head towards Baron. They're pretty happy about that. Remember, it's only Soul Point to be given over to T1 from this. The Baron right now would be far more important.
Oh, Thanatos.
Okay, Thanatos going to get jumped on here. He doesn't have a stopwatch, remember. And he's going to try and dash cannon his way out. Oh no, they can't kill him. Now Thanatos with the teleport just off cooldown. We'll be able to come back and fight another day.
He's actually walking back here. Faster based on his positioning. Doesn't have the Rabadons though. And because the cannon doesn't have ultimate nor Rabadons, I think the call here from D+ is we're not going to go and try to contest. We're going to try and force you to peel off. For T1, they feel obliged. They have to go in. But for DK, this wasn't even a real Baron attempt.
No.
Luby and Rahel weren't on there.
And the Drake is still alive. Dal's going to move back. They could have left someone there, I think. But they're not going to lose out on too much as Vision of Empire comes through. Shows that that dragon still sleeping in the pit. Dal and Bay going to move back towards it. And so with Bay there, the dragon shouldn't last very long. As now Rahel dashing towards Smash. Takes a bit of damage. Piercing Light actually doing a fair bit of work as now T1 will be able to get to that Soul Point like we were talking about. That's going to go down. Gives D plus Kia the word that there are a couple of T1 members over there. Still not going to be able to pull the trigger on any Barons or anything like that. And we're starting to get to some hints of Challenger macro at this point because it's really feeling like the pressure is on for both of these teams. They know that this is definitely the match that they had to watch out for this season.
That's a smite. I think D+ might make the call here to try and go for a hard flip on an objective because I do think they can run into trouble when we get to like late stage of the game. Bay is just shy of a Void Staff now. That is really going to augment his damage. So for DK, with their relatively range disadvantage here and the fact that they need flanks to win successful fights, might just look for an all-in.
Yep. Vision of Empire comes down. Bay takes a bit of damage. Yep, double smite. So it's not really a 50-50. They're not really flipping it because it is weighted. The coin is likely to be a heads, but still somewhat dangerous. As Forest is in fact named after the place that he plays in, which is pretty cool. T1 clearing out vision where they can. D plus Kia allowing Rahel some time to go and collect a red buff. But I think they need to make a move. They need to make something happen. Right now they're waiting. Flash available for Thanatos as Lucid going to move towards Dal. Rahel making his way back in. So the ARAM will continue. And Smash is very scary. We do have to reiterate that. He now has a stopwatch. They're going to have to find the perfect team fight. And this might be their opportunity as there's the never move and the Lulu immediately falls down. Dal. Oh my goodness, the amount of damage that he just took there was absurd. Rahel plus Thanatos really helping out on that one. And so now, no wild growth to be available for the next team fight. A lot of augmentation for this Zeri not going to be there, and D plus Key are going to use that to head towards the Baron.
And now, especially with Dahl and Mini, even with the teleport, even if he can join this fight, I don't know if it's enough. He's going to come through here. Is Dinar, but...
Yeah, teleport going to come down. Bay finds the scoop, but he may just fall down, and yeah, he does. Thanatos is going to be sacrificed, but the Baron has been taken. Forest going to go back in. Can the Zeri get the work done? And the answer is, she's not even going to try. Fighting this fight would be suicide, and T1 will head back to their base.
And that's a big win here. D plus Kia able to pick up the Baron, give up their cannon, sure as again. Yeah, you know what? With this build, even if Bay does scoop, I don't think you scoop cannon towards anyone.
No.
You scoop him away. As unfortunately there, with Bout already taken down, you miss a lot of the utility that you need in these team fights. As I don't even know if I look at the damage that he does, if Smash and Dahl are actually in there, I think they might also just get immediately
Smash's
kaboomed.
timing on his Jet Set Radio Future was fantastic. It was right as Thanatos was timing out, so he was able to actually get the killing blow.
Still at bone plating as well. As now, D Plus should pick up the next Mountain Drake, and 3 Mountain Drakes is it's so incredibly tough to chew through the health bars, and even with the itemization that's coming through now, we have a little Dominics, we avoid stuff. There is a lot of power. It's going to give you so much more time. It allows Rahel maybe to get off a couple of extra autos. It's going to make a really big difference. And most notably, if you do have control, it's really hard to set up proper flank vision, right? And if you can't track Thanatos, Thanatos gets on top of Smash, even with Bout there, with his McHales and the entire kit of Lulu, I don't know if it'll be enough, right? The coordination from D Plus is some of the best that we have in Challenger. The macro overall, as we can see here, obviously a little different, but both these two teams really want to maintain.
Rahel has brown bags and otherwise 6 items, which is pretty hilarious. Stopwatch is now being completed by Thanatos, though. That is very important for this next fight. As so far, the Baron hasn't really given D plus Kia too much. They do still have it running. Don't quite have the timer telling us exactly when it's going to run out just yet, but can't have too much longer. As now, with 27 seconds left, it is Mountain Drake possibility for T1. They could get the soul here as Poolbay gets a never move. Lucid can tank for a long time, but not quite long enough. He is going to have to get himself out of there. Forest is going to go down extraordinarily low, and maybe it's just a bait as Poolbay pulls him back. Oh, man, that's why it's in his name, because he's just really good at that ability.
We're blowing everything on Sedge.
They almost got it, though.
Well, yeah, but even if they do, right? Like, there's still a lot of ultimates available from D+. It's not like that's it. Ooh, I like the harassment. I like trying to get a lot of damage down there on Lucid, especially because he's gone for a build that's very good at taking the poke from Bay and taking the damage from Smash, but he doesn't, crucially, have Warmogs. So if you do poke him down, it actually is pretty impactful at this point in time. And now, 3 Mountain Drakes. My god, the tankiness on this team.
Oh, it's insane. And Poolbay's building even more tankiness. As this Swain, he won't do the massive boom boom damage, as ulti is going to get eaten by a Banshee's Veil. Loopy taking a lot as that never move. Oh man, Poolbay is too good! Denies any sort of follow-up there from T1, but still, T1 are defending very, very well. I think that we have another Dragon fight on our hands, and then maybe another Dragon fight after that, with a Baron fight thrown in between there. And I think even then, we may not know who's going to win this game.
No, that's the beauty of Challengers. And if you compare these two teams to, you know, their respective counterparts in the LCK, they're not going to look amazing, but then I ask you, who is? That isn't the top LPL team. So it doesn't really leave a lot to be desired. And we have seen individual players in Challengers do really well in the LCK. And these are the top 2 teams in Challengers for a reason. Not even talking about what happens when they go to other regions. You know, Vital or Photon or
Malrang.
Even Malrang, yeah. Wasn't in Challengers, but...
Not a Challenger player.
know what happened there. Stopwatch now finally for Thanatos. Truly full build on the cannon. And in terms of setup now, it really does come all down to, are you going to be able to protect your big damage dealers? In case of T1, that Smash, spoiler alert, does have the GA available, so just bursting him down in of itself is not enough, as long as either Bout or Dahl or Forrest stays alive to kind of peel for him and maybe create some space. But with the free Mountain Drakes, I do think that trading... Oh, Forrest. He's done this a bunch of times already.
Yeah. Rahel needs to be careful.
Rahel does have GA.
Yeah,
and I think they have an inkling, because this is not the first time Forrest has done this.
Yep, and Forrest does need to be a bit more careful, right? Because his GA is still not off cooldown just yet. So he is going to play it safe. And as we say in Australia, play it safe by the water. And that is exactly what he's going to do.
Is that the whole line?
Yeah, play it safe by the water.
It just means when you're by the water, you need to play it safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It is important to be safe.
Well, yeah, as water's dangerous.
It is.
Of course.
T1 now just K-ramming a little. Tal on the side. Nabar in pretty good position, actually, for a potential flank angle if they did see anyone stepping out of position.
Poolbay has Stone Plate now as well. I'm kind of wondering how much resistances he has.
Well, imagine what's going to happen if they get a 4th Mountain Drake.
I don't want to.
No, it's pretty gross. The Smash takes about 50% of his health bar bought as well. Oh my god. Lucid stepping forward, but Rahel needs to be respected. This guy does so much damage.
Ooh.
Lucid dives in. Okay, Jet Set Radio Future. I like them going for that play. If Smash dies there, I mean, it's over. There is nothing T1 can do.
Forrest on the flank.
All right, Cease and Desist comes in. Thanatos is going to bring him all the way back. My god, the damage, and Forrest just explodes. He's on fire and goes down. T1 now don't have a jungler. Dahl needs to escape as well. The hop is decent with the crush follow-up. But T1 are now well and truly on the back foot. DK can just move over towards this Baron, grab that. They can grab a Mountain Soul. And T1, I think, need to try and fight this. They need to try and deny it because it might just be too much of an advantage for DK.
And this, unfortunately, for Forrest, a problem that has plagued him in the past. He has been able to find amazing flanks in some games, but in this case, going for the full AP cannon that has flash and a stopwatch available as well. Yeah. Not quite going to work out, and that is not just Baron. That is going to be Dynami as 120 armor.
Oh god.
Dynami!
And we have 45 seconds on another Mountain Drake.
Lucian has 180 armor, and they don't even have the soul yet.
Okay.
Give me Poolbay. Come on. Come on, observers.
Oh, no.
Click the Swain.
Is that even legal? Is it legal to click the Swain?
That's just from GA and like his
so
base
much
stats.
Health as well. Oh my goodness.
Click Swain.
Still got room for one more item.
Johnny has 400 armor. Oh my god.
Okay, well, we're going to see this fight. Forrest's going to make his way back in. GA back off cooldown one more time. Poolbay not afraid of anything or anyone ever again. As now just waiting 5 more seconds on this Mountain Drake. Dahl moving up, and he's desperate to find some sort of fight with this Mega Gnar, but he's just going to melt. They knew exactly what was happening. The Gnar onto the Swain, and they have to use so many cooldowns. The pullback onto Smash, who still does a fair bit of damage. Now the rest of DK can move on over, though. Dahl is fighting Loopy in the backline. I don't know whether that is the priority target, as Bay's going to get never moved and destroyed. Smash, I don't know whether he can 1v4, but he's going to damn well try. The GA does a fair bit of work here as at least the Gargoyle Stone Plate's there for Poolbay. Smash is very scary as Rahel comes back up again and Thanatos says, no, Atlas, don't get excited. You don't need to. It's over, and it's done.
And you see some of the quiet desperation there for T1 with Dahl trying to hard force that engage. You gotta try, right? You can't give him the soul. That is basically an immediate GG as Poolbay dies.
Yeah, he's
that doesn't matter.
Stop the backs.
And overall, I hope we get a free gamer. I really do, because that was an awesome game of League of Legends.
It was an absolutely awesome game. I'm still okay with a 2-0 because there's a lot of League of Legends to commentate today. But still, I think that the level of intensity in that game, both of these teams are going to be feeling so much pressure as, yeah, give it to the top. Yeah, give me one for top as well. Yeah. No, I think Thanatos was definitely a big winning factor.
I want to highlight, I do think that there were multiple choices there. I think Pool Bay was another one, but to me, this game was exclusively, the whole game, even when Thanatos got targeted about, where is Kennen? Because the lead he got him accelerated him so much that for the rest of the fight, the only thing that T1 were worried about is, where is he?
Look at the damage numbers, Chronicler. That is insane amounts of damage.
Yeah, and you see the quality for T1 as well, right? You see the fact that Smash, why we're so excited about this player, because his movement in team fights is impeccable.
Yeah. But this was Smash versus D plus Kia's top side of the
It really was. And I want to highlight as well that I think it's easy to focus on Forest here. I think the T1 issues were more so some of the mid-game shot calling and like late-game setup related, because Dahl and Forest are going to look a little bit silly in this comp because they are kind of forced to go in and engage. And then they did. And then it looked silly because, again, D+ played around really well, most particularly as it was 220 armor and MR on Swing.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah. A couple of people reporting that, and thank you so much for your comments. That is just, that's a whole lot of survivability.
What a game.
Absolutely amazing. And it was super intense from the word go, and you could imagine that, like, in that coach's booth, right, T1 is saying, well, if we hadn't have let that Kennen get so far ahead, then it might have been the angle, or if we had have created enough space, if Forest hadn't have been in that position at that one time. Oh man, there are so many what-ifs in that game. Thankfully, it's a best of 3. So T1 get to try one more time. But Thanatos is going to grab the POG, absolute no-brainer. We don't get to see who does any of the voting for this, but I just want to assume that this is completely unanimous.
I wouldn't mind some split votes, but to me, he was the main character of this specific match. Even with him getting caught in sides, the big difference between these two teams in Challengers is that when Thanatos gets caught in the side lane, his team is in a position to then do something, right? And that, I think, is what makes his team so much more resilient. T1 as well, actually, where a lot of the time in Challengers, understanding of things like cross-mapping, tempo, setting up objectives just isn't really there.
Yeah.
And it is there for these two teams. And Thanatos was a great showcase of that, single-handedly hard winning his lane, got one gank from Lucid at some point, and that was all he needed. And then from there on out, completely manhandled every team fight.
And I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like Canna should be worried about Thanatos being this good. It is just nutty. Ladies and gentlemen, short break and we'll be back for Game 2.
빨간 팀의 포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 남자를 처치했습니다. 빨간 팀의 포탑이 파괴됐습니다.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to LCK Challenger Spring 2023. I'm Atlas, joined by Chronically here as we get towards the next game of this incredible series. D plus Gear taking on T1. T1 have selected blue side as we head towards the draft.
I can't wait to see what happens here today, Atlas. It is truly a riveting match between these two teams. So far, back and forth action on the double.
Absolute barn burner. You are absolutely right, Chronicler. Very looking forward to seeing exactly how the draft is going to play out. Now the players like Thanatos have the ability to counterpick their top lane opponent. That'll be very scary. I don't know what this accent is doing or where I'm supposed to be
but
from.
We're going with it. Rolling with it till the end.
Yeah, doing the best that we can in order to make this one happen. I don't know. I think the...
Are we dropping it?
Yeah, things are gonna go very wrong very
like
quickly.
We can bring it back.
I was just wondering how long it was going to take before I get to an Indian accent, which is what all of my accents end up doing. It's just how it goes. It's either Indian or Russian. I don't know how it happens, but it happens.
Or Australian, which is the worst.
Yeah, my Australian accent, I'm still working on it. It's been a few years since we started, but I'm trying my very best. Because, you know, I was born British. Did you know that? Grew up, lived in London for most of my life. Moved to Australia when I was 25, actually. And then pretty much immediately went to Korea.
100% not true.
What do you mean? I was studying at Oxford.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I had to get my doctorate.
What did you study at Oxford, huh?
What did I study?
Yeah.
I was just pure mathematics.
What was your favorite course?
My favorite course was applied mathematics. Okay. I liked trigonometry the most, I think. It was brilliant. Anyway, yes, I am indeed Australian, and we are looking forward to getting into the draft for this second game. Thanatos picked up a very well-deserved POG, but now he may not get a chance to completely dunk on his opposition as the cannon one more time. It might be that he will have to be on, you know, the Cassante duty, or indeed the Renekton duty.
Give him R5 counter pick again. It's fine.
They could do that, unless they want to make sure that pool-based matchup is the best one possible. You know, you never know.
Yeah, he did have a good game as well.
He did indeed.
Wasn't quite as good as Lightning Mouse, though.
True. And I wonder whether this game we are going to see a little bit more Sejuani synergy, because I expect that she will once again get through. The last time it was with a lot of ranged champions. So we'll just have to see. Anyway, we are heading now towards...
No, we're saving it, right?
Pick and ban.
For the actual game?
For game number 2. I just thought I'd announce pick and ban. Because if I do it just for a very short amount of time, then it's likely that we stay in the same accent, which is very, very handy. Ooh! J4Owl says, need a cast where they give the worst league advice possible so I can justify my terrible solo queue choices. Maybe we could have a cast where we just say all of the solo queue things.
I like it.
So like Zed would be really good here. Yasuo would obviously be the best choice.
Let's hear Cronny's Australian accent. I will do an Australian accent if Atlas will do a Dutch accent.
No, I don't want to. No? You know, I can't do that because it'll sound offensive.
Oh, only 2,000. Oh, yeah, you're right. Only 2,000 viewers. Oh, for challengers.
It's actually, that's very good. And it's
really
closer to 2.6K.
Yeah, this channel is brand new.
Yeah.
There's 2,600 people are watching the future of the LCK.
Yeah. It's pretty nutty.
Yeah. That's insane. You know, if you put 2,600 people in a stadium, well, not stadium necessarily, but in a mid-sized concert venue,
absolutely,
you'd fill it right up.
You would fill it right up. There'd almost be too many people. We'd have the aisles full. The aisles of Twitch chat are currently absolutely overflowing, which is pretty nutty. We also had about 4K before we went to a break, so hopefully we'll get back to it.
Right back up there.
Absolutely. Also, I'm hoping that we can head towards 10K followers by the next couple of weeks, because that is the goal that we've got. Of course, this is a brand new channel, so any follow is absolutely helpful so that we can have more people aware of Challenger being broadcast in English, which is just super cool. Shout out to WDG for putting on the English broadcast of this fantastic game. As I mean, I assume we've got a draft incoming at some point.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
If the game drags on indefinitely, then at some point we'll get to accent work. But I don't think that we should start mining that gold mine this early.
Yeah. I mean, that's a
Hey,
very
look!
good point.
Bang Yumi! These guys get it.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, wait!
Hoju fan, let's go. Welcome, welcome. Of course, Hoju is Australia. For those playing at home,
Nice.
bit of a language lesson here. And here we are, into the draft for our second game. Oh, I've got a sneeze coming.
Well, you go sneeze while I'll...
Oh, no. Oh, it's going to run away.
Oh, well, I'm sorry about your sneeze running away,
Lost
Alice.
my sneeze.
So, going into draft. You want to talk about it?
I don't want to. I want to forget that sneeze was ever coming. Okay.
Hey, that sneeze might come back one day, man.
I hope so. Anyway, Rise and Karma have been banned away. I'm so tilted. Really wanted that sneeze. Anyway, Kaylin and Yumi to be taken off the board here. As now, T1, what's the final ban? Elise, maybe? Could be banned once again, as Lucid, pretty dangerous on the Elise.
Ashe still available as well. Would not be shocked to see that go and be the last ban. Oh, no,
Oh, there it is.
So this does mean that the Lucianami is still available here for T1 if they want to go in that direction. Heimerdinger also still open. And
Ooh, Varus is still up as well, though. So
Yeah.
if D plus Kia go for something like a Maokai, for example, then it makes the Varus Sejuani rotation on red side really powerful.
yeah, as DK, maybe you just ban Heimerdinger here. It's going to be Maokai instead. So now Varus is a common first pick here on the B1.
Ooh, that's
no.
a dangerous choice.
Yeah, especially with Heimerdinger still open. Because now, as D+, you can lock...
Oh, no.
Well, I was going to say...
Not that.
I was going to talk a little bit about... Zeri Heimer is still fine. But it's going to be Zeri Lulu, which is what I'm not happy about.
Yeah, I was psyched about that one. Wukong can be picked up, though, so it's a decent choice. T1 probably Vi Nami. And then DK finishes off. Oh, okay. The Elise is still up, so that'll be locked away
You need to pick
instead.
Heimer. Can't, with this jungler in particular, I don't think you can go Lulu. I don't think you get away with it. Obviously, Wukong Lulu is really good, but they're going to go for it. So you need to take full control of this lane level 1, and Lucid must cover. Because if you get dove on the bounce, and you get an early kill on either Forest or on Smash, game becomes really unplayable. With the T1 side get a lead already with just the Elise Lucianami, it becomes extremely hard to play. But if you can get to, say, the first team fight, level 6, a Herald fight, with this comp from D+, and you win that, you also instantly win the game. So, it's a risk, but we'll see.
Indeed, Swain going to be banned away. Pull Bay, not going to be pulling Bay anymore. Renekton goes, and we'll see what the final ban is going to be. I don't think you need to ban Na. I think they can look towards something else. They might even get rid of Cassante if they would like to just free up that top lane as much as possible. We could also go with something like a Kassadin ban here, so they can free up a possible Azir for themselves.
My expectation is that they're going to ban, a non-Cassante top laner.
No, that's a mid laner.
Well, it's Bay, so I actually believe that 100%. And
Yeah,
then
this
they
is
lock...
we do need to reconfirm that this is in fact a rebroadcast from 2020 on the 13.1 patch.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Rorikun? No, it's not. It's not a. This is not the 2027 VOD. That's coming up immediately after the break, after this.
Yes, it's Arvo Cassante, and then you get counterpick, and you also deny them the ability to go for something greedier in mid without having at least the opportunity to punish. Have not seen the Jace in a while. Dahl gonna pick that one up. Is quite strong. I do love Jace into shorter range compositions like the one from D+, really force your opponent to go in aggressively, which into Nami can be quite tough. Kiteback is great.
Whoa, okay, that's a base special.
I don't love the Galio. I think that the mid-jungle 2v2, depending on the pick from D+ here, can really suffer when the early Merc threats are picked up. Both Galio and Elise are both relying on their CC as well as the amount of magic damage that they do. So let's see what the actual pickup is going to be. Are going to be very important to have something that can match as
Okay. That's a choice that could be made, and this is going to create a lot of space for Rahel on this Zeri. That is what Poolbay wants to get done here. Definitely a lot more backseat as far as the mid lane matchup is concerned. I fear for Bay picking Galio here just because it feels incredibly off-theme for what T1 have put together outside of that, being, you know, a fair bit of poke and pick potential, and Galio can follow up on that, but I don't know whether that's really how you want to be playing.
Knowing the drafting tendencies of G+, I'm pretty sure that T1 had a couple of thoughts going in their head. I really like the Jace as mentioned. I think Jace kind of forces your opponent to go in aggressively. And one, the Galio can help a little bit in that way as a deterrence, and with Taunt and Ultimate can definitely be a nuisance. But there's also the issue of if you do pick something like the Azir here, Poolbay can just pull out a Yone, for example, right? Like, there is a lot of answers that I think a player like Poolbay will go into, and I think opting into a skill matchup into him is a pretty bad idea. The downside, obviously, is that I don't think the Galio is great here, and the backline dive from the DK comp is disgusting. So normally, with a poke composition, or at the very least, the Jace type compositions, you have the opportunity to kind of bide your time. Well, against a Lissandra and a Wukong and a Cassante, it's going to be a lot harder.
Yep, and we're going to be focused on that top side of the map for D+ Kia. They have been so powerful. Thanatos, Lucid, and Poolbay have just been so good. And then they have the Zeri to rely on for later stages of the game. But even then, I just don't know whether the bottom side of the map is going to be that relevant when you're talking about a D+ Kia game here in Challenger. Very, very interesting. Let's hop onto the Rift and rock out a bit before we do. Hell yeah.
Have to join us, chat.
Ooh, Ruriken. He was right there. Right there with us.
One day, everyone will do with us.
Yeah, there will be so many do-do-dos. And I'm just so happy that it's back. Or maybe it's not back. Not entirely sure. But we definitely try. As checking out some of the runes, nothing really sticking out in my head right now. Outside of... No, it's all pretty usual, pretty normal. Guardian Loopy once again. Seeing some more Guardian on the Lulu. Less aggressive, I guess. But otherwise, relatively normal as well.
Yeah, we see this again from Loopy, going for a much more tanky-oriented build. Possibly looking to go in. We do see cleanse from Smash here, very smart. We've seen what can happen if you pick a bot lane into a Lissandra with no cleanse. It is not a fun time. And the one downside is that I do think that against Lissandra, obviously it's great, but overall the value is somewhat limited. You have the opportunity to go for a cleanse and a polymorph, but that's generally not going to feel great. But another big source of CC, which is Lucid, you're not going to be able to do that much about. So really nice. Lissandra pick also creating a ton of extra difficulty here for the bot lane, as Poolbay already getting a lot done. And did miss a creep, but I think you'll take half a health bar on this Galio and be very happy with that.
Absolutely. I'm also worried about what Thanatos can do, because in our previous series, we even said getting solo kills on Cassante doesn't even count because it happens too often. Dal's going to have to play some pretty clean Jace to try and go up against this, and it's not even necessarily thought about the champion matchup. It's more about Thanatos in general being extremely aggressive, as Cocoon's going to connect. Loopy going to have to be real careful here, wants to make it to the wall and does get that flash off immediately. The repel comes in, Jet Set Radio Future to come forward here as Loopy does manage to soak enough, but it's not going to quite be there. Lucid going to turn up as well, incoming, but he's going to have to make his way out immediately afterwards, and that is a beautiful first blood for T1.
And I wonder what happened there. I think Rahel did go in and maybe faked. Ooh, Lucid doesn't have his flash.
Oh dear. Okay, we're gonna see a pause. Not sure about that one.
That's not a great time for a pause.
Okay. We'll have to get word on that one from you as to why exactly that pause did come through. I don't know whether it's on the T1 side. We can see the T1 players, none of them talking to a ref or anything like that. I believe it is on the D plus Kia side of things. Maybe he's asking for Flash to be back off cooldown because he's about to die. But I doubt that that's a thing. Because that is, in fact, not allowed.
We don't know anything, so...
Maybe a mouse issue?
This is
Lucid mouse issue is looking to be the thing.
Could be. I mean, they're looking at... they're looking at Loopy and Rahel.
That's Rahel, so never mind. I just assumed that it was Lucid, so I'm like, all right, he's sitting in somewhat the right spot. He was looking down, but yeah.
That's on me. So... Because I'm not sure what happened there in terms of the... we'll have to check in the replay, because Lucid, or Rahel rather, actually walked up there. Device issue, yeah, that makes sense. So that is pretty important. Do you need your mouse to work?
Somewhat important, some could say. Clicking on stuff, generally an important thing. It's not going to be remade. We're, of course, just going to make sure that he has a working device, and then everything will be A-OK. Refs will check it out. And as long as everything's fine, we should be absolutely okay.
Chronicle from the Randstad. Well, the general vicinity, yeah. Lived in Rotterdam for a little bit as well.
I didn't.
Great city. I didn't expect that you would.
I'm looking forward to listening to Rotterdam.
He is a good caster.
Yeah.
He's that's a classic caster right there.
Absolutely. I'm going to be casting IEM for some StarCraft 2. Going to be very, very cool. I believe begins in a few days' time. So if you guys are fans of, you know, the gentleman's esport in StarCraft, definitely very, very fun. Going to be the first time that we've seen Tastosis at IEM as well, which was a very, very fun announcement that I saw very recently.
Best casters changed my mind. Well, let me tell you, we suck.
Yeah,
we're the worst.
We're absolutely terrible. We're talking to you about the good commentators.
You should not listen to us. You should watch the game, sure, but better to just watch on mute. You know, casters are never saying anything useful anyway. They don't really have anything to offer.
I think Artosis is still okay. Don't you worry. Kind of like this music. I wonder if this is like at the top of Wolf's list of jams.
The Challenger jams.
Yeah, I mean, he just like, he likes taking note of all of the music in the LCK and Challenger. I reckon this is probably up there.
Jams. I like it.
Vienna RC, you know it. You absolutely know it. Maynard and Pig as well. Definitely up there as far as some of my favorite casting duos of all time. Will Artosis cast though? Video call, or is he coming to Korea? I mean, IEM is in Poland, so he'd probably fly from Canada to Poland, much like Tasteless is going to fly from Korea to Poland as well.
Are there any LCK players with secret musical talent that we should know about? As far as I
Doran's
can remember,
ability to sing and to dance is definitely up there.
Some T1 players can actually sing fairly well. I think they
all
performed
Koreans
on
can sing. I
T1
swear, it's crazy.
Croco can sing very well. It was Croco or Rascal. Can sing very well, as far as I'm aware. As we are still just waiting for the mouse to work. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's bad.
Yeah, we can see there's still a fair bit of testing things out. Looks like we might be getting towards some sort of resolution. Extra person called in. There we go.
Possibly. It's okay. We're here with you guys. It's not like we have already worked the past 6 days and are somewhat tired.
Yeah.
We have plenty of time. We got another best of 3 after this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
How about you sing us a song? No, I don't think I will. I won't subject you to that. I did used to be a bit of a choir boy back in the day, but then
Choir boy Atlas.
that was definitely me. In primary school or elementary school for those of the American persuasion.
Interesting.
But then things happened as I grew older, and then my voice didn't do that as well.
We're getting back.
All right.
It looks like we're gaming.
We are somewhat gaming more than we were prior, and there we go. Forrest is going to steal a Grom. Never mind, he's going to steal Lucid.
Yeah, Lucid's dead.
He's just dead. We kind of missed it, but that's fine. Is it now game over? Don't know.
With this wave state in bot,
it's looking pretty
looking
close
pretty
to
bad.
it. Yeah.
How are you guys even handling the 7 days of casting? We're not. That's why we're the way we are.
Complete disaster. Yeah.
So, overall, very unfortunate here for Lucid, not able to get out. Yeah, tries to. I like that. That was nice.
He's like waiting, just spamming W. He's like, it's not working. It was unfortunately on cooldown.
I think he was trying to make them think that he went over the wall. Because his W was probably on cooldown.
Oh, that's cute.
Well, yeah, it didn't work though. They just killed them.
Definitely cute though. Yeah. Anyway, let's check in on the top side of the map, shall we? Just kidding. We don't really need to. Things are even. It's fine. It's Cassante. The Jace certainly having a good time. And in an isolated matchup, especially in the early stages, he's going to be feeling real good about it.
Oh god, that's a Dark Seal and Sorkpan Boots. Elise on first back. That's a toughie.
Yep, that's going to be difficult for D+K to deal with. And certainly looking like we're heading towards a more favorable T1 game state. As Lucid moves over, gets some defensive vision, and Forest immediately clears that one out.
What is this? This is not T1. No, this is the real T1. The T1 you think you know is actually the fake T1.
Yeah. Forest is once again looking for Lucid. Thanatos is like, dude, what's going on, man? I thought you were a jungler.
Yeah, he can't really play the video game anymore.
Is he just dead? Yeah, Cocoon's gonna let. He's just dead. What's supposed to happen here is now Poolbay and Bay fighting one another. Claw going to come through. That's going to get Poolbay to relative safety, but there's not a lot of safety this game.
I am sensing a little bit of tilt. That's my educated opinion.
Well, Poolbay going to get Cocoon. There's a nice little taunt as well as, oh god.
Huh.
He'll be okay for now.
He only went down to 20 HP.
Yep. Takes a turret shot, does Bay, but he'll be absolutely fine. No teleport, so Poolbay is going to miss a bit as Bay continues to have a decent advantage. Control ward going to be cleared out. And Forest is just making sure D+K cannot play the game. This is a huge turnaround. Remember, like, Forest had some real struggling times towards the end of the last game, and I thought that maybe tilt could have affected him.
Lucid
but definitely didn't happen.
Just think level 4. So the issue with the Elise pick and the reason why I think it's been so high priority in Challengers and why it also fits Challengers more so than any other league is that defensive play in League of Legends is something that really takes a lot of time to get better at and get experience at. In my opinion, the best defensive player into the jungle that we have in the LCK is Peanut.
Yep.
Peanut is a jungler that I don't think always is, you know, the most consistent or brings out the best in his team. Has definitely had some moments, and his international performance also leaves somewhat to be desired. But regardless of your opinions on him, when you look at the multiple extreme deficits that he has fought his way out of as a jungler, it's really cool to see. And that is a skill set that we don't see a lot of the challenger teams really have. So what happens is when they fall behind, they fall even further behind, especially when playing against players like Forest. Forest in particular is known for being over-aggressive sometimes. Well, if you're a 2-0 Elise, you can't really be over-aggressive. That's not really a thing.
What if you're a 3-0 Elise?
Well, he was 2-0 when he went for the topside play, right? And obviously, now it's just a disaster. The upside is that Lucid will still be getting team fights and dinged 5. So, catching up a little bit.
Somewhat playing the game.
It's not great.
And there is vision here towards this bottom side, so the bottom lane knows that they're not quite getting doped just yet. Back to come through from Forest. See what he's going to be able to put together for himself. Good bubble. But Ardent Blaze not going to be enough to really deter Loopy from getting some more work done. As D+K just do their very best to try and stabilize this situation. 2,000 gold at 7.5 minutes, though, is a big lead for T1. So this is a really good look, especially with a composition that, like you were talking about before, really does peak in the mid-game.
Mid-game is insane.
And
yeah,
that's where they're heading towards extraordinarily quickly.
The one thing they need to be very careful of, and don't have the misconception that this game is even remotely over, is that if they take one bad team fight, like Forest gets caught, they can get 100 to 0. Like, the amount of CC that's available on D+ is nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And, like, Pool Bay with a big ultimate or a big backline dive together with Lucid and Thanatos can instantly just swing a game again. So this gold lead is important, but it doesn't immediately get you to win. And Forrest in particular, being in this position as Elise is both a blessing and a curse because you can basically do everything. A little bit of action here, but I don't think it'll really lead to anything.
Loopy's there. Pool Bay was thinking about an aggressive play. Don't know about that one. Lucid.
Ooh, because if it backfires, you're in really deep trouble. So that is something. Oh, he's on his way as well.
All right, well, here it is. The ult's going to come forward. There's the Cyclone ulti. And Lucid is in so much trouble. Forrest going to do it once again. Dahl is so extraordinarily close to dead. That's a great dash from Thanatos. He'll keep himself alive. Oh, man, that was so close.
This is where you see, again, some inexperience from D+. Bay roaming up. Galio needs to be known when you go for a play like that. Not the case. Pool Bay also teleporting back to mid. Not able to really help, and Lucid even further behind now. And this is a tough position to play from D+. Usually their jungler is the most consistent player on their team, but really an extreme snowball here early on for the T1 team. Not unlosable, as I, again, want to reiterate, this is challengers. Nothing is unlosable.
Every game is losable.
But a very, very tough position. Rahel, he wants to walk up to the wave so bad. But he knows. It's not allowed.
Nope.
Can't do that. Rahel, no.
So,
Rahel, no.
Oh, dear.
He knew.
He did.
Still takes a fair amount of poke, but at the very least, the wave is going to push into him, so that's something.
94 CS to 68. That's not a lot of fun. As we're going to check this one out one more time, Lucid making his way over, walks over that control ward.
Yeah.
Oh, and doesn't even see
That's why they were able to set up this play, right? Because they were already roaming up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He wasn't even looking for the ward. That is so sad.
Because the 2v2 here is still winnable, ironically enough. You won't trade favorably, but you might be able to pick up at least a kill on Jay's there, but instead it's just a disaster. It is just not good. And now, with how fed T1 currently is, as long as Forrest doesn't mess up, which if you're a T1 Challenger fan, that's a statement that can scare you a little. But as long as he doesn't, this should be a free win for a T1 from here on out.
Well, Forrest is going to look for Thanatos here. He does have access to his W, but it's not going to do anything. And yeah, that's a very dead Cassante.
Yeah, also the Galio roaming as well. And just complete and utter dominance here from T1 in the early game.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this game might be a bit of a go next, as T1 are looking for some more turret plates. It's what it looks like, right? And I was going to ask you, so you were saying that every game is losable, but is every game winnable?
Yeah, well, by definition, yes.
I don't think that that's true. I think every game is losable. However, I don't know whether it's possible for DK to win this game.
No, I think they can. If the amount of CC that's available for D+, like the situations that need to arise do rely on T1 making mistakes, for sure. It's not like if both teams play perfectly from here, D+ should not come back, right? I think that goes without saying. But T1 won't play perfectly because they're a challengers team. I genuinely cannot imagine even a CL team throwing this. Kevin, you should know better.
Kevin, actually,
and saying things like that.
That's a dangerous thing to say.
You've watched enough challengers.
You definitely know better.
You know.
Don't know about that one. Anyway, T1 going to move towards this Infernal Drake. Imagine if it's like Cloud Soul. God, that would be incredible. Just the greatest dragons.
There is, I want to say about like a 5% chance, I think, that D+ win this. They're going to have to find a really good team fight relatively soon. You have two options. Either you have to isolate Forrest and blow just him up, or you take down anyone when Forrest isn't there. Because a lot of this gold lead is actually on specifically the Elise, so fighting away from Elise might provide you with an opportunity to get something done. But, this is really tough as well, because I do think that, especially early on, in your player career. Things like this can really break the mental for both teams. Very unfortunate. But it's not the same, I don't think, because right now...
Yeah, it looks like it might be T1 that have gone for this particular pause. So that's where at least the...
That's where the refs are looking
located.
active.
See what it's going to be, as of course we will have our issue documented in a lower third. Maybe this is a, you know, contractual obligation to make sure that each game runs a certain length of time, and T1 may just win this one within 20 minutes.
Could happen.
So we just needed to get as much out of it as we possibly could. Sooty Thorns, hello. Hope you're having a good day. Terry on Twitch, how you doing? Very excited that everyone's joined us here for this particular broadcast, as we may have a device issue once again. We shall see. Watching challenges and loving it so far. Much love from Melbourne. Aww. Glad that the hometown is doing all right. Bindead? 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 I don't know. Sorry for the lack of pronunciation
Atlas,
ability.
stop the obsession about the cloud dig respectfully.
What?
Yeah, someone in chat saying that. Chat's very active right now. Good for you guys. Just maintain.
Respectfully ignore you entirely.
Just
Go
maintain PC
I
issue.
hope you're enjoying the weather in Canberra.
I think it's very important that we all stay positive, we all stay happy. If Atlas and I can stay mostly sane and positive after 6 uninterrupted days of League of Legends, and right now I'm feeling like this will be 9 games as well. That to me just seems kind of where we're going. This is our 7th day of casting / being on broadcast in a row. 7.
Yeah.
And every day you're in front of thousands of people, you know, bearing your soul. And here we are. And we're still positive. We're still feeling, well, I don't know about feeling great.
Yeah.
Are you not
Hits
feeling positive?
999. Hits 999 asks whether I watched the tennis. And, you know, we could be talking about that. Do you watch the tennis?
I know Djokovic won.
What did he win? Which one did he win?
The Australian Open.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. I generally just watch Wimbledon because I'm
he
English.
won his 22nd trophy or his Grand Slam title, or Grand Slam title. He's now on or his 22nd like big tournament. He was now even with Nadal.
Oh damn! You know what made me really sad?
At me.
When Federer retired.
Yeah, I love
I
Federer.
really liked that guy.
He's amazing.
I also, I mean, there are a few of them who are pretty good. Yeah, I watch a fair bit. Atlas, more important question: do you follow the AFL? No, I never did. Even when I was in Australia, I was I was always a Richmond Tigers fan, growing up, and they didn't win until I was in the US for Worlds one year, and I remember I watched the AFL Grand Final with Clayton Rains, and we were drinking beers in a pub.
Good old Captain.
In LA, and I watched my team finally win a premiership. It was very interesting.
I'm actually into hockey, but real hockey, which is field hockey.
That's not real hockey.
You are Australian.
Yeah, and I love the Mighty Ducks. Those kids that play
you
real hockey.
You guys are pretty good at field hockey as well.
Yeah, but it's not real hockey.
Yes, it is.
Talk to a Canadian.
Came first. Makes it real hockey.
I was forged in the fires of Valdez, okay? He taught me about hockey.
Unbelievable.
But really? Field hockey?
It's a great sport.
Is it?
Well, if you're gonna share your subpar opinion like that, then I don't know if I still want to be in cast with you. I'm gonna just focus on the game. None of this banter anymore. I'm done. You guys can see this, but I'm turning my back. I'm turning my chair towards Atlas as Lucid is praying this gang's works out.
And well, it might. Cyclone's going to come down. In goes Rahel. They're wasting no time. They are just flashing on in, and they will be able to kill Smash. There you go. That's something.
That's a win. And they desperately needed to win.
They do.
They really do, Atlas, because right now, game state still extraordinarily favored. They're getting bounties just now. This game is rigged.
Yeah, there we go.
Rigged.
And it's Chemtexol. So who cares whether T1 keeps stacking
It actually
those?
doesn't matter.
No.
Oh my god.
That Circle of Frost, absolutely fantastic. They're going to see whether they can kill Paul Bay, who does have the Frozen Tomb available.
Now they're only 4k gold.
All right, I mean, it's still 4k, so that's a lot.
I was obviously joking. I was, God, you never listen.
You are so angsty today.
You never listen.
And I mean, yeah, I understand the thing about the hockey, but I don't know whether you like even care that much about field hockey, do you?
No.
I haven't heard you talk about field hockey once since I met you.
No, I mean, I used to do it for like, I don't know, 12 years. Really enjoyed it. It was great sport. Very fun. I don't watch it competitively.
Papa Smithy was the last Australian caster. No, Julian Time Carr, also Australian caster. There are still casters
Spawn?
over in the LCO. Spawn hasn't casted for quite some time.
Well, no, but he was another one, right?
He was
He
definitely
was part of the gaggle.
The gaggle, indeed.
A
I
gaggle
think
of
that's the
Australian
collective noun
casters.
of Australians.
Well, I was saying casters more than anything.
Yep.
Because the volume of casters is... I have had dinner at an event with both Atlas and Kobe, and if you think they're loud on air, let me tell you.
But Kobe's not Australian.
No, but I'm just referring to...
Oh, casters in general?
Casters
being
in
too
general,
loud?
yeah. I mean, we all
It
are.
is
I'm not above this myself.
Rusty and Skimmy
But-
are indeed the current Australian casters. Man, I love Skimmy. I miss watching Heroes of the Storm, man. I really do. Him and Vandy, such a good combo. Rip. Big rip. Of course, G-Clef and Wolf also goated combo of Heroes of the Storm commentary team. What can you
Yes,
do?
indeed. Oh, trap. Trap being set up here, Atlas.
Indeed.
They're trying to go in. Rough position for D plus Kia right now.
Yeah, they are kind of
You know-
trying to find that miracle.
Okay, Atlas, it's fine if you don't commit to the bit, but if I'm committing to the bit, you got it as well, man. Otherwise, I look silly.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You can go ahead and do your
I
bit.
can't be the only one doing a bit.
Yeah, you can.
Well, yeah, but it looks dumb.
No, it doesn't.
I feel like
I think it
does.
looks great. It means
I just
that
wanna-
you're taking
I just
the
wanna
initiative
know that
and
you
you're
have
doing
my
your own
back.
bit. Of course I do.
So they're getting another turret.
They
Let's
are
have an
indeed.
inner. The gold is rapidly ballooning.
Dancing Shirley? No. Not this time. A little bit of a shame. Thanatos still having a great time, just pretending that the rest of the map does not exist. And
Well,
that
that's
is
how you gotta
going
play this
to...
game.
Yeah. There is one way. 6,000 gold is now the lead with all those turrets falling down.
Hey, it's 5,500. Come on, Atlas.
What?
It's 50. It's not.
Oh, right.
More right now, it's like more like 4, but it's not the same.
Okay. That's a good point. That is a good point.
Well, it doesn't really matter for the steady game. It's still abhorrent. As Lucid is gonna yet again try to make something work, but this time they are ready. They know.
Indeed. Smash moving on in.
Uh-oh.
Thanatos is just going to start the
Oh,
back.
we abandon, we
He's
run.
getting out of here.
It's like, it's like, oh, if one guy comes by, maybe we can kill him, and then we can try and no, never mind, abandon. There's more than one person.
It was 2 guys.
Yeah.
Well, Forrest is going to take Soul Point with absolutely 0 response. I think D
Well, you don't
plus
care
here are
about
just
Soul.
kind of waiting for the next game is what it's sort of looking like to me.
So the beauty of a gold lead is that the longer you wait, if it stays the same, it'll become less. Like magic.
Ooh, relativity.
You must have learned that in applied mathematics at Oxford,
no,
right?
Obviously I did. Come on. It is elementary, my dear chronicler.
It's not a bad British accent.
I mean, my British accent isn't actually terrible.
Okay, well, no, that was. The first one was
It
alright.
was not!
Okay, now it's rapidly
Yeah,
declining.
no, it depends. Like, I can commit really hard to certain
the posh
deviations
one, the posh
of them.
one was fine.
Yeah, but it just sounds a bit
Just stick with
weird.
posh.
Ajax doesn't like what I'm sorry, okay?
You should
It's
be
terrible
sorry.
but accurate. There you go. There you go. I love that. That is the best, almost positive feedback I've ever got about my British accent.
Chronicler not knowing what a Geordie accent. I know. Okay, I've been to the north. It was definitely an experience, and I also am familiar with everyone's favorite caster, current full-time Reddit analyst, Orcs. Also
oh my god.
from the north.
Apparently, it was like a Heimerdinger trying to do a Cockney in a community theatre production. I love that.
I think the Heimer remote was just to signal the confusion, but I really like that you thought...
No, because that's kind of what I was... It was kind of a bit that. It was.
Huh, good enough.
I think so. Somewhat.
When they remember when they said this is going to be a serious match.
I mean, this match is over, guys.
No, the game's done.
Really, I'm kind of tempted to go and get lunch.
Oh, you know. Is it? Do we just bet again? Is that what we do to keep it interesting?
Oh yeah, I'll cut off my foot if T1 loses game.
Okay, we Atlas. Last time you said you'd ate a shoe, then I talked you out of that.
Yeah. So now I'm going to cut off my foot.
I will not accept that bet.
Okay.
Not happening.
It's probably good for me.
Yes. Lucid's
I
dead.
do have a backup foot though.
Come on, Atlas, be better.
Lucid's clone is dead. No, I've got 2 feet. I mean, why would I need more than one? Really? Okay, T1 just waiting for their opportunity to go and absolutely obliterate this Baron, which they certainly will be able to do extremely quickly.
Yeah. I concur.
And it looks like they might just be able to head over there now. Their turn going to be very, very scary as well.
Yeah, you don't win these. There is a ton of items already done on the opposing team's end.
Yep.
Mandate, Gale Force, Rapid Fire Cannon. Ludo doesn't have a Mythic. Rahel's sitting on a couple of components. We have a Elise with Night Harvester and Void Staff and a 5-stack Dark Seal.
Yeah, Forest is like half an item ahead of the mid lane of D+ Kia, which is just an indication of the game state.
Hey, they're not losing Baron right now.
Not yet.
for the foreseeable future.
There we go. I mean, what do you reckon? Zeri win condition? Is that going to be the end of my foot?
It's just not enough. They're so far behind. Like, just Zeri hitting 3 items doesn't even really matter. Although, I gotta say, if they win, again, they shouldn't. But if Forest goes in too deep, gets caught, and gets 100 to 0'd, or anyone, really, because their only person with Merc threats is Galio.
Dapper Koala 2. I guess that's one way to get your foot in the door for a new Twitch channel. That is golden. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much.
As
Purple A, you didn't need to throw us under the bus like that.
well, we are kind of randoms.
All right.
I'm a true random, actually. Big fan of Emily Rand. I think she does some fantastic work.
Is that what an Emily Rand fan club is called? The Randoms?
Yeah, it is. The Emily Rand fandom name is Random.
Oh my god, that's actually so good.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing.
I'm a member of that.
I'm a member of the Random. Yeah, Team Random.
100%.
Absolutely.
All right, if they lose this Baron, they probably still win the game, as Lucid is almost just dead from one culling.
There's a bounty.
Yeah.
Bounty's juicy.
That's true.
Can they get
Let's
it?
see whether Lucid can actually make it into the pit. The answer is absolutely not. Winds of War doing a fair bit of work there, as Lucid does go into his Warrior Trickster to avoid dying to a Shock Blast. This is a real rough time for D+ Kia, as the Baron is taken, and T1 are now looking to just break down the house. D+ Kia now.
No, we're just joking. Don't worry. The beauty is that everyone's entitled to their favorite casters.
What?
Yeah, the beauty there's so he was apologizing. I don't want him to apologize. Yeah, he was just asking a question. That's completely fine.
Maybe we were his favorite casters.
Well, I assume if someone's your favorite caster, you'd know by either the tone of their voice or the absolute nonsense that they're spewing that they're your favorite caster. If you're wondering why we're not commentating the game, why we're commentating the game, by the way, it's because it's over. I am rapidly losing my ability to form coherent sentences, which is a problem because that's our job.
That is your job, yeah. You are generally paid to do that. But that's okay. It's only moderately worse than usual.
Medic is my favorite. Great choice. Love Medic.
Also a big fan.
Yeah. Exceptional casters.
He'd be-
Puns, worse than Atlas, which really requires a lot of commitment.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And he's Australian as well.
빨간 팀의 포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
Yeah. I'm British and Medic's Australian.
Oh, but you grew up in Australia, even though you're from the UK, and he grew up in the UK, even though he was born in Australia.
Oh, yeah. I spent a couple of years in Australia.
There you go.
Yeah. Inhibitor going to go down. The Nexus probably going to go down relatively soon as well, saving my foot and bringing us a game 3 in the process. You love to see it. Lucid, can he get the incredible flank? The answer is he's standing on a ward, and so I guess no.
They used a blue trinket, okay?
In order to find Lucid, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go for a bit of a reset here. The gold lead sitting at 10,000. 25 minutes. Relatively large.
Correct.
Elder flip. Elder flip.
Elder flip?
Elder flip.
Elder flip?
Elder flip.
Elder flip?
Oh, God.
T1 could have ended this game many a time. Where are Faker, Guma, and Ona? They're on Chovy's Camel Farm.
Yeah, Chovy's Camel Farm in New Zealand. This is not something that we came up with. This was, in fact, told to us by an inside source.
On Twitch.
Yep.
And we trust Twitch.
I think the source was tomato?
We trust them with our life.
Barbecue. Hot. It might have been hot. Not entirely sure. Honey mustard? Anyway, T1 now pushing the last remaining lane with anything in it. As Lucid not going to find anything with the Cyclone. Finds it with the second portion before he does inevitably go down. As D plus Kia just looking for some sort of way of doing something. Lucid realizes that it is really looking relatively hopeless.
Yeah, if this is a scrim after Elise gets the triple, you're like, okay, let's, you know, that's game. That's fine. Actually, we'll leave it at that, because this is not playable. And
look at Bay just walking towards people and just not caring at all.
Damage.
Yeah, no one really does anything right now on the side of D plus Kia. It is a rough time. 26 minutes, and these Nexus turrets are not long for the world. I think we're getting an idea as to why Elise has been banned a heck of a lot, and why she's also picked a lot as well. These kind of snowballs, very devastating for these teams. The culling going to fly in. Rahel, oh, very close to just dead. So they're just going to have to wait on their fountain. This Nexus is going to go down. Big old taunt to come through as the ult comes down from Thanatos just to take Bay on a bit of an excursion. But that's going to be that, and chuck mine in the forest column as well. That's beautiful. Another day, another Elise POG, as that took a lot longer, I think, than the actual game length, given the pauses. And I think the quota of about 30 minutes of
we're gonna go to 9
broadcast
games.
time.
We're gonna go to 9 games. It's happening.
Well, no, we're going to go to 6 games.
No, but in the end, there will be 9.
I mean, the last series of this evening is only theoretical at this point.
I don't know if it'll ever happen.
No, because it hasn't happened yet. Oh dear, that is a graph of damage on one side. Prue asks, what are our... Oh no, she's asking chat, but we can forward your question to the chat. What are your favorite Lush products?
Any of them. I feel like they're all the same. They're all great.
Yeah,
they all
I think
smell
body wash though, generally.
like dreams.
Yeah. Body wash is very good.
They're so...
The
it's
exfoliating
nice.
thing. Yeah. Nah, real good.
So overall, this game, not particularly interesting, was over at around minute 10. Then had the unfortunate reality, or we had to sit through the unfortunate reality of it lasting another 17 minutes. So
yeah, it's
not ideal.
It certainly isn't. Atlas, what's your favorite one specifically? I think there's an exfoliating body wash that I used for a long time that made me feel lovely. Big fan. Graxius has been really on this honey mustard thing. As soon as I said it, it's all over it. I think perhaps projecting that they want to have some honey mustard. This could be your opportunity. We're about to go to a short break before we get towards game number 3. You could go and collect something that could utilize a condiment like honey mustard. Sausage, for example. Forrest's going to pick it up on the Elise. Fairly obvious.
I'd say extremely. Forrest There are games where he tries to do a little bit too much, and this game he did just enough. Do you think that we saw some of the overall restraint from T1 come in, not wanting to throw away the game, like they've done in the past? This game, though, it was calm, it was controlled, it was him getting a couple of early kills. Very nicely done on the bot side of the map, and you do really see that, especially in these challenger games, even more so than the actual LCK, it matters so much how the early game plays out. Because the meta right now is incredibly snowbally, and it's even more so in challengers. Early pickup of the Elise paid dividends, and I don't think we're going to see a champion in game number 3.
Well, at least not allowed to head towards the red side, as I assume D+ Kia will be able to jump back on blue. To see whether that helps them out in their drafting. As
T1 got it on blue, though. They got it in the second rotation.
Yeah, but I mean, I think after that performance, you'd probably pick it up first off. We are going to go to a short break. When we get back, the game deciding game number 3. We'll see you there. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to LCK Challenger Spring 2023. I am Atlas, joined by Chronicler for today's video games. We are up to game number 3 in our second series, and it is going the distance, as they say, judging by the fact that we have made it indeed to game number 3.
Oh, I can't believe, Atlas, my dearest chap, that this will indeed be the 6th game that we've played today, possibly looking at 9 games on the day. Ridiculous amount of video gaming that we're witnessing here today, and personally I couldn't be more stoked than spend it with you.
More stalked, eh?
Really?
A lot of delved into a different accent there.
A lot of stuff happening there.
Oh, dearie me. Dearie me indeed.
We're losing it, guys. We're really losing it.
I am hoping that we can keep it as formal as possible. That is the aim for this particular broadcast, is that we are going to be distinguished gentlemen, bringing you all the action on the field of League of Legends. Yes?
Well, when in doubt, I can always go back to Dutch accent. That one never fails, because it's the true core accent of every Dutchie out there. We all know, if you've ever been to the Netherlands, this is how everyone talks. This is how it goes. It is definitely something that if you've ever heard, you'll be like, oh yeah, he's right. That sounds like Dutch people. Crazy. Unbelievable. And that might be what we're getting, because I am losing my ability to speak Englando very quickly. Very unfortunate.
Considering your line of work, yeah, I would say so.
Well, how are you? You've done 15 different accents. You don't get to judge me.
Gen.G have selected the blue side. That is the side of the rift that they are intending to...
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, it's the side of the rift they're intending to select this time around. They will do their best to then pick champions that do not lose in the first 5 minutes of the game, is, I believe, how it's going to go. Well, I think maybe the Elise is going to be one of those champions that is going to be removed from the pool of champions that they can pick. and yeah, and stuff like that. What you reckon?
I need to know if I can do a French accent. I personally think my French accent is pretty good. I spent an incredible amount of time in France, lived there for 2 months as well.
Really love accents.
Really, yeah, it is. Really, personally, I'm a huge fan of the country as a whole. A lot of holidays there. French South, and the nature is simply beautiful.
Yeah, I'd like to go to France and experience not Paris, because I've only been to Paris.
Yeah, don't. Well,
Wasn't
yeah,
a huge fan.
that's not the right call.
But I also didn't go to the Paris the right way, you know. Did it a little bit more touristy than I potentially could have with the contacts that I now have. As Caitlyn and Maokai are going to be banned away as we hop into a pick and ban here for the final game of the series. Wukong going to be taken away by T1, which is interesting. This is very similar to the bans that we saw in game number 1. And in fact, that third ban, Elise, was there in the first game anyway. And so we are going to be keeping them honest. So, the Lucian going to be banned away. That will be the change-up.
Yep.
And the Ashe will then be picked up first. Indeed.
Is this entire series going to boil down to, well, your blue side, so you get Ashe or Elise, and then you just win the game. And then that's the end of it. That's just it.
Yeah, that could in fact be it. T1
could be.
Imagine
They're
if
gonna Zeri Yumi.
Imagine if it was
They're
Zeri.
gonna Zeri Yumi.
God, that would be
Ferris Heimer.
disappointing. This is good.
Ferris Heimer. It would probably be Ferris Karma.
Ooh.
But I don't like. Yeah, I don't think that's that good. I think you still lose bot lane really hard.
And Ashe Heimer Sejuani is a pretty powerful blue side response.
Yeah. I am thus far feeling like blue side is OP, and we're just going to complain about that the whole game.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
No.
We're complaining about blue side.
Not going to complain about blue side.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Just would prefer not to.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying. I'm like I'd opt out.
Why'd you opt out?
Because I don't want to. I don't want to complain.
Well, hold up.
That's Jace.
We're going full poke. Okay, I respect it. Sejuani is the most obvious pickup here for T1 if you want to go in that direction.
Ooh, Kevin Kim has never seen Forest lose on Karma Jungle. I think that's going to be really important.
No.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, someone's been watching the Shy.
What? No, it's Forest.
Nah.
This
This is top lane.
This is his pick.
Nah, it's not.
This is his pick.
Nah.
Yes, it is.
This is the Jace counter.
Yes, it is.
This is the Jace counter.
Atlas.
I'm pretty sure that was what the Shy played it into, wasn't it?
I don't love blinding Italy. I don't think it's amazing.
No, because we already know Forrest is playing Karma Jungle. Oh no, he picked it into Cassante, so never mind. I told a lie.
It's all.
Well, Set and Renekton will be banned by D+ Kia. Swain will then be the follow-up, as T1 prepare themselves for whatever pool they're going to be playing, unless it's just Jace, which it could be.
I am feeling relatively confident that we will see the Jace just go towards top as
Pantheon!
Yeah, that's the base special. Okay, so
Ooh,
we
Scion
don't
mid.
actually know. Yeah, we don't know if this is for Dal or Bay, which makes the draft pretty hard, I personally argue.
That's a Bay pick as well.
It really
Scion
is.
is a real Bay pick. Oof. Well, I mean, it is Scion 80 carry.
So it goes Sejuani. That one seems like a no-brainer. Lysandra Sedge.
Oh, the triple Freljordian composition?
But the downside is that the Lysandra blind can definitely get punished. Again, if their read is that it's Scion mid, then it changes things a little bit. But T1 really has the potential to blow out the draft here with an R5 stroke of genius. Also, do note that the Crocodile is on the map, is still
just
available.
up, isn't it?
And Renekton Italy has been known to be unfun to play into.
You could say that. That's an Aurelia being considered here, of course, does quite well into the Jace. If it was Sejuani, then like D+ Kia could have had a full house.
Okay, how
Freljord's into Freljord's full of Piltovers.
In a perfect world, you just lane swap and put the Lissandra into Aurelia. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Ooh, that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be fun. I also don't think that playing Jason to Sign in mid is that engaging, because I think in topside you actually can deny the Sign CS pretty consistently. But in mid, I don't think the lane is long enough to really allow you to do that. So, personally, I like the DK side a lot more. The one wild card that you can't really allow to snowball is topside, and you need to keep track of Forest. But overall, the composition of D+ should have prio in both mid and in the bot side of the map. And as a result, I do think for T1, it's kind of all over the place. They don't really have great hard CC. A lot of it is conditional, so the setup for the Nidalee is kind of lackluster. And the bot lane, into almost any other lane, I'd love it, but I don't think you win into Ash Heimerdinger. So overall, prio and early game snowballing has been the name of the game, and I think D+ have an edge here yet again.
Yep, and 14 Dread TV, I do indeed know how to use a tech deck, and used to use them all the time. I think I'd say that I'm pretty excellent at tech decks. So anyone in chat, sound off if you have any experience with a tech deck while we head towards the Rift for the deciding game number 3 between D+ Kia and T1. Are you guys ready to rock out? Because I think
I want to see some doody-doos in chat. We are barely keeping it together, and we need all of you watching at home.
Yeah. J for Al, yes, that will be coming. Let's rock out though.
Perfect.
Okay. You knew
Perfect.
You knew it was coming.
There we go.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm so proud of all of you.
Oh, you guys.
Thank you so
man.
much. I see and appreciate you first-time chatters joining in the do-do-do. Even YouTube chat is joining. This
Heck
is
yeah.
the cohesion that we've been
Thanks,
waiting
Wolf,
for.
for the banana, nana, 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 nana. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Astro Nautilus, I believe, said do Baby Shark, which is pretty cool. Here in Korea, we actually know the English voice actor for Daddy Shark, which is a very exciting thing, I'm sure, for everyone to hear. He's a good friend of ours. Hope he's doing okay. As Bort here, gonna miss his first Q. Ooh, not a lot of damage there from Smash. As Poolbay's gonna come down. Will the Flash Ring of Frost come through? It won't.
That's a big problem.
He did actually level up Ring of Frost. He was ready.
That's not ideal, but the overall issue now is that Loopy and Rahel will be able to set up early control here of the lane. Poolbay making his way back now, but hasn't missed a minion. Does mean that Bay should be able to get early priority here, but you are not going to have a good time here as this Karma Varus lane. And once the shove starts for Loopy and Rahel, it becomes really hard to kind of find an angle back in. So good luck on that one. Forrest is pathing from top towards bot, so we will need to keep track of him, as he might have a ganking opportunity if the bot side remains this far forward. But depending on what Rahel goes on level 2, might even be able to spot him out with the Hulk shot. And you do still need to dodge the Karma Qs. The Mantra Qs do still hurt a fair amount of time.
Yep, it doesn't win the lane by itself. However, it is important to make sure that you keep things done. Wolf says that YouTube chat needs help. Doesn't look like it to me. I think it's fine. I think it's doing okay. Studio Kimbap, don't worry about it. It's absolutely fine.
What are the odds we see Prowler side? I don't think we will. As okay,
Prowler's
spotted
side.
now.
Wow, the balls.
Yeah. It's the Baus. He actually, one of my favorite moments of last year was the Baus playing solo queue in Korea, because it really showcases how good of a player he is, that even in Korea, the home of FF15,
yeah,
I have an hour in the PC bang and I'm trying to play free games, thank you very much, type of server, he was still able to make it to Challenger. It's kind of mind-blowing to me.
It's just a sign of a true professional. As Forrest will
2.
take his Grump. Let's see what he can do here. He's going to pounce over the wall.
Smash is real low. And they have shoved in the wave as well, so... But
not going to get it this time.
Ooh, very nice. I'm going to keep it here. not going to crash. So now opportunity for the T1 bot lane to set up a slow push as... Ooh, we're going to look for a diver. Next wave is coming in. Dahl doesn't have his W. Did just level up. I feel like the health bar is too high.
Oh dear. Okay, there's the flash. Forest hitting the spear. Absolutely beautifully done. Lucid doesn't get the Q. So they get the flash out of Pool Bay. Going to open up a lot of space here for T1 from the middle of the map. Is Dahl having a decent time up here despite the lack of mana?
And do note that post first back, you're going to feel a lot better if you are Dahl, especially post 6. That's when the matchup becomes real tough. Thanatos thus far not really able to find any form of decisive lead. And as a result, will be a very, very tough situation. There is a ward here on the Krugs, so Forest should get spotted. And with his path known, that should give a good roadmap to the rest of D+, because if this Nidalee doesn't pop off, come mid-game team fights, D+ should run T1 over, right? You have the CC to deal with, both Nidalee and the Aurelia, and if they're not fed enough to 100 to 0 people, game becomes really hard.
Real difficult. I found out today, actually, Chronicler, this is some interesting information from Twitch chat. They've said the YouTube chat invented Yuumi. Did you know that?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Collectives are capable
They also nerfed
great
Aurelia,
things.
or they buffed Aurelia. Did they buff Aurelia?
That is such an old meme. That's
Yeah, I
such
know.
a boomer meme. As I don't know about that one.
It's an old meme, but
Should
it
be
checks
fine.
out. Q gonna connect there as Bay will take a bit of damage, but
That's
he's
an old
Scion.
meme.
It is indeed.
It's too many layers of old memes, unless you're showing your
My age.
showing your age.
Boomer memes. There we go. Old Stony. I mean, you've got old in your name. Not fair. Shots fired. What will YouTube chat say? Well, they said something about T1. Don't really know.
Forest seen again, and this is of course known that Forest should be in the general vicinity here. Is just going to clear out the wards. Will be making his way over, and Rahel and Loopy unable to get anything right now. Oh, Dahl does have ultimate and flash available. Should be fine here.
Lucid's still going to go for it, though. They want to be able to grab that one. Oh, that was so sick from Lucid. And there it is, the kill given over to Thanatos as well. Gorgeous stuff.
Might think that Lucid was a wee bit tilted after the previous game. Well, not tilted enough. That was clean, denying the Aurelia any ability to either reposition or look for a counter kill.
The safeguard, like, the perfect distance away from the Vanguard's edge, like, oh my god.
Yeah. Flash beautifully done as well. This will lead to T1 picking up an early Infernal Drake, which is big, as they are... Yeah, that's what I was saying, Wolf. Exactly.
Older meme but checks out is an older meme but checks out is an older meme but checks out is an older meme but checks out. It just makes me
As we're
very
going to
happy.
just appreciate this again.
Super sick.
The flash there. And then, while he still has the Q, being able to go back, wonderfully done there by the D+. Topside, that is a gank where if it backfires and Aurelia gets a kill, it can kind of lose you the game, right? Like, you can single-handedly take those type of leads and then turn them into way more pressure on Thanatos, and then objectives become way harder to fight. So keeping down Dahl and Forest is the biggest objective here, and thus far, D+ have been able to do so. Do you think
Somewhat
that
successful.
Yes? Okay. I don't want to talk for too long. You want to
Yeah.
go in there? Go in there, Atlas.
Oh no,
That's fine.
I didn't really. I was just doing a bit of a cheeky follow-up, just pretending to
Talk.
exist.
Yeah.
All right. So Loopy gonna get some vision down as we check on the state of the map, the broad state of the map. D+ gear with that advantage, like you were talking about, doing it relatively well. I wouldn't say that this game is necessarily on the verge of being over or anything like that, but it's going to be a difficult composition, like you say, for T1 to execute as the game goes further on.
Just don't face check into any sign cues. You'll probably be fine. As do see that the Herald is going to get given up, and don't know how much D+ are actually going to be able to get for this. Should be able to pick up a play on the bot side of the map. Now known that this was taken, and maybe Smash, forced to give up a wave as well, is currently only level 5, but Nai nice hover here from Bey as well. With the Sion ultimate, the DK bot lane needs to be pretty careful of getting engaged on, and as a result, will look like... Ooh, that's a good word. Will look like, for now, we will have no blades going over. It's Lucid on a ward, so this gank should never work. But I've seen...
Well, Forest might be able to get up there to try and go for some sort of counter gank shenanigans.
Oh,
Lucid steps
Bey
over that
moving up
ward
as
as he
well.
walks down. Yeah, exactly right. Unstoppable Onslaught going to be at the ready as, okay, Vanguard's Edge does come in this time as Dal's in so much trouble. They knew that he was here. And there's the Unstoppable Onslaught that we were talking about, but another spear isn't going to connect. Still, Lucid's going to go down. It's the flash out from Forest to get himself to safety. You can see Poolbay making his way up, and also Thanatos trying to keep them interested. The Empowered Recall going to come in. There's the flash forward as Poolbay at least stops the back from Forest. He's in so much trouble. The Frozen Tomb's going to come in. There it is. Shock Blast will connect. And now Bey's in trouble as well. Poolbay knows that he's dead, and he's just going to take it, allowing for the better trade in kills, and D+ Kia walk away the victors.
Really nicely done there by D+. Unfortunately for Dahl, going a little bit too early there. Forrest also unable to hit the initial spear on Lucid. The turn there from D+ Kia, very well done. And as a result, another trade going favorably. This Thanatos, or this Jace rather, so fat now. Now the one upside is that you do have Bey. Bey is a very beefy boy and should be able to soak some of these, but overall, do think that a fat Jace is not very fun to play into and might cause a ton of troubles later on. This Sion, the more I think about it though, it's such a good pick. I don't love the composition from T1 as a whole, but you can catch Ashe ultimates, you can catch Heimer poke, you can catch Thanatos' poke, so definitely a very high value pick. But I was about to praise Rahel for what I thought was going to be an actual on-hit build. But he doesn't have a front line, and he doesn't want to take a risk, so it looks like, yet again, we might be heading towards a more support-oriented Ashe. Use Ravenous Hydra, which...
Yeah, not a huge fan of this particular Ashe build.
You're not going to kill Bey at some point. So win before that, which, to be fair, with how most of these games are played out, is pretty good. And also, you can, in some game scenarios, if you're fat enough, just ignore Bey. As long as, Thanatos hits Shock Blast and anyone else, or Poolbay can get backline access and take down Boud or Smash or Forest, it doesn't really matter. And Nidalee's scaling is notoriously subpar.
Yep.
She does run into some issues there, especially if she's not fat, which right now, she's not.
No, this is not the same game as last game for Forest, unfortunately. We'll look for Poolbay here, but at least just puts down the Rift Herald, as a fully charged Q will help take that one down. Lucid pays another visit towards Dahl. I believe he's unseen on his way up here.
Yeah. Get this Aurelia out of my game.
Yeah.
Says Lucid.
I don't think she's going to be here for much longer if this is going to be successful.
Oh, they know. They gotta know. Look at the control as well. Well, they're getting a Drake. Hope it's worth it.
Is that going to be enough? Teleport going to come through as Poolbay should be able to stop this. Yeah, Circle of Frost doesn't even need to ult as now Dahl is just dead. There's the mini stun kick into the wall. Thanatos grabs the kill. Very comfy. Bey's going to fight Poolbay here as the Claw of Doom comes down. Nice little Circle of Frost. And yeah, you can kind of keep the Sion the way you want as the Lissandra over the course of time. So nicely done from D+ Kia, who moved to about a 2,000 gold lead.
Also very hard, especially with the Ravenous, to actually dive this lane. You can't really build up a big wave into Heimer Ashe, right? Like, just can't be done. Good poke, sure, but we already do see that Lucid's on the way, is in Hextech as well, so that's a big win for T1, because the Hextech individually extremely strong. Threatening Assault Point is actually quite big, as Lucid must know that there is a possibility of a dive being set up here, but just going to make sure, because as long as Bey is in there, they can't dive, right? With the summoner still available, it's a really big risk, especially without a Varus ultimate. So all that Lucid wanted to do there was make sure that Bey would enjoy the play. He doesn't, as, that is a 2k gold lead on Jace. So Thanatos, you already got POG. How about solo POG?
Yeah, might be able to pick up another one here. And so far, he has my vote. And of course, Lucid as well having a great game. As now Dahl, he's going to soak yet another Shock Blast. And the Flawless Duet does not land.
He's so
my
good.
goodness, he is. and he's now just able to stand in front of wherever Dal wants to go.
Dal just got
and
back
deny
to
him from
lane.
doing anything. Yeah.
포탑 방패가
Oh dear, this is certainly a rough time. As it feels like these last two games have just been pretty one-sided.
Well,
from, like the early game, just
so
dictating how the outcome does come through.
the upside is that the game isn't really over yet, but I also don't think the T1 comp skills that well. The sign will be a really big problem, and if Dal can get maybe a kill or two in the next fight or get a big shutdown, they are putting a lot of people towards the top side of the map, then they could be fine, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And now Rahel and Loopy gonna set up shop here. Plates have dropped. And Thanatos also reading this well. Literally like just sitting between two turrets and making sure that he doesn't die is, oh, here we go.
Well, Lucid gonna come forward. Of course, Bay can soak a kick with his ult and holds onto it here, as you can see. Lucid not wanting to play the game.
First turret blood.
And Dal actually able to get some damage onto this turret as well. Forest gonna move over and look for the second Rift Herald as T1 have found themselves a decent position, but that bottom lane, like you were talking about, is certainly a problem.
Yeah, going to be first turret blood here going over to Rahel. Is also farming up his Ravenous Hydra and really showcasing... Oh, hold up, Thanatos.
Well,
you can't die.
Yeah, Dal is trying to look for it here as he does manage to stack it up, but it's just not enough. He's so far behind, and he does die, but still. That is another death for the Aurelia. Smash picking up that kill, though, is a lot of money back.
It's quite nice. Arrow flies by, will get spotted, shouldn't really hit anyone. And the reason why I was saying, I was actually praising Thanatos for making sure, because him giving over the shutdown, I still think the game state is great for D+. It's not like that immediately puts them in a bad position or losing the game, but is one of the premier ways, and him actually peeling off, knowing that the enemy wasn't going to be on top side, his bot side pushing hard. So then standing between the two turrets and making sure you don't die, you don't give over any gold is big. Unfortunately, then he went back in and still got engaged on, which you're Jason to Aurelia. You don't really have a choice in that one. And the 1v1, clearly extremely Jay's favorite, but there was also a Cyan charging at him at reasonable pace.
Yeah.
And that is pretty nice amount of money here for Smash. Not gonna, you know, immediately put T1 in a great position, but now D+ is a little bit slow on the uptake. At least they'll have some counter poke. Is it better than a 5-in-1 Jace? I'd say no, but it's something.
It is definitely something.
Still can't walk up to any objective if D+ have any form of control, because they have Heimerdinger and Jace and Lysandra as well. And Lysandra, especially when she can find any flanking angle, is a huge nuisance.
Is indeed. I choked on something. Not entirely sure what happened, but it wasn't great. Arrow going to sail by as I'm testing it. Yeah, I think I can talk. Not sure. We'll see. Going to get tagged by a Q. Still, Lucid taking a lot of damage. I poked, and Shirley going to get taken down before she gets to do any headbanging.
That's big. Not losing a mid turret means you get keep way more control. Makes contesting mid a lot easier.
Yep, Smash. Oh dear.
Yeah.
He is in the same boat as Thanatos. Really shouldn't be dying. Of course, doesn't have a bounty or anything like that, but he is so much of the control for T1 right now. 10 seconds on this Drake is about gonna flash. Like that a lot. Of course, Lucid had his at the ready, so kick flash could have come through. Not wanting to risk it whatsoever. As Bay comes up to defend his turret, will be able to do so. This Dragon will go over to D+ Kia.
And I was a bit worried about the Ashe damage in this game. Now, you have a monster-fed Thanatos, so you're actually fine in terms of AD damage, but it could still feel a little bit spooky. Then if D+ starts stacking these Drakes,
yeah,
T1 is, for lack of a better word, screwed. They're very screwed, because then you have Jace, Heimerdinger, and Jace with
Ashe.
Hextag.
Yeah.
Oh, I said Jace twice instead of Ashe, but you know what I meant.
Yeah, he's your favorite character in Arcane. I know.
It's actually Heimerdinger, interestingly enough.
There we go. He exists as well as Forest is dead. Forest was foresting on the wrong side of the map.
Really seeing the two faces of Forest here in back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Well, he is in the lead at 18 minutes into the game without a lead, so that is unfortunately just what kind of happens.
Yeah. Last game was the Amazon a few hundred years ago. This game is the Amazon now.
Can you not? That's so depressing. I don't want to be reminded about the sad state of the Amazon.
Okay. Well, I
You
mean,
need to do that to me.
it was a pretty good reference as to how this one's going.
빨간 팀의 포탑이
As Bullbait tidies up that outer turret towards the top side. And Lucid down here towards the bottom side, shadowing. Seeing whether he can catch a stray Aurelia, making her way down.
And we are waiting. No objective on the map right now. There is, of course, a Baron being set up, but the Baron damage from D+ is pretty okay. Not amazing. Do you think that the lack of a true AD carry kind of hurts them a little bit? Heimer will help, but Lissandra also not the greatest at shredding and objectives, even though the itemization, again, should be pretty decent. And finding a way back into this game for T1 now will really rely on Bay creating space and then Dull going in. And ideally, Smash being able to find a couple of people with an arrow or two, maybe try and get a CC chain going, get a big sign ultimate into so I don't even know, the chains of corruption, corrupting chains, you know what I mean.
Chains of corruption.
Okay, there you go. And that'd be great because you need to hard engage because you are 100% losing the poke wall. It's not happening. We're not really fighting for anything right now because
Yeah, we're not.
we're in mid.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Does deforestation apply to jungles? Because there are some people that think they're really smart that are saying stuff like it's the Amazon is a jungle, not a forest. I'm pretty sure it's still deforestation when it's not de-jungleistation.
No,
is
it is deforestation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trying to prove that you're smarter than Chad?
No. It was just there was someone making a legit claim that you know, the Amazon. The reference didn't make sense because the Amazon is a jungle. Just
That was not my issue with the analogy, but you know, the more you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a rainforest, right? But yeah, not a rain jungle.
Well, it is a rainy jungle.
Yeah, there was just someone not being nice.
By the very definition. Well,
Every jungle is a forest, not every
Okay.
forest is a jungle.
If
Thanks,
someone
Kevin.
is being mean to you, then please.
Then I have every right.
You have
to
every
defend
right
myself.
to defend yourself, and we're not gonna gang up on anyone. We're trying to be nice here, but we ask in return, chat, that you cut us some slack. We are very tired, and we are.
Is a rain jungle a swamp? Studio Kimbot, please. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
We are very tired.
Vivid
Not of
Moon
anything in
says,
particular.
"Casters, do you think Pantheon will get picked as an Aurelia counter?"
Possibly.
Ooh.
Oh,
You want? This is a fun one. Can I take this?
You wanna go?
Yeah,
do
okay.
it. Do it.
Rainforests are characterized by a closed and continuous tree canopy, moisture-dependent vegetation, the presence of epiphytes and lianas, and the absence of wildfire. Rainforests can be classified as a tropical rainforest or a temperate rainforest, but other types have been described something.
I think we both did great there.
Yeah, no, I think that was really good. I liked the ambience that was created as well as
Yeah, really tried.
Forest is in a bit of trouble, and I spent the entirety of the time between the last dragon and this one talking about deforestation. So we're now up to another dragon. Setup is now going to commence for D+ Kia.
There has to
they are
be-
still ahead, but only by the same amount.
What is the breaking point for the amount of League of Legends a person can take? This is good league as well, right? Like these two teams both are mechanically extremely gifted. They are made up of some of the talent that you're going to see in the LCK debut maybe next year, the year after that, that will surely do a good job of representing the LCK wherever they go. But I find it hard to keep my focus, Atlas.
Yeah, no, I think that isn't really the game state or the player's fault. I think that is
Just
our
us.
ability to stay sane. But hopefully you guys are on our wild ride with us. And so far, I'm seeing a fair few of us are along for it.
Okay, I see you, Ties, with your Bay joke. Obviously, I'm not talking about Bay.
Okay, this Drake is going to go. And so therefore, that is 2 apiece for both of these teams. Lucid going to come back and see whether he can do some defending as Thanatos teleports to top lane to answer the push from Dahl. So, T1 have done a great job, honestly, in getting back to gold parity. D+ still remain in relative control based on their compositions at this point in time.
I think it stays that way. I don't love the T1 composition because, again, I think they're very reliant on Doll finding a flank or them hard engaging. But them hard engaging is just Sion going in, which can work, but more likely than not, your Sion ults in and then Poolbay jumps into your backline trying to follow and kills them. Yeah. So having map control is pivotal to the composition of T1. I don't think
Did you say nap control?
Map control. I'm struggling with my own nap control right now.
I really need nap control.
Yeah, I don't feel like we should go into that topic because then that's like a whole nother rabbit hole to go down to. Also, rabbit holes can be of course found in the forest, tying it back beautifully to our previous topic.
I feel like rabbit holes are more like on fields. That's what I see.
I'm sure there's rabbit holes in the forest.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of different species of rabbit, aren't there?
Yeah, there's also when there's meadows.
Yeah.
In forests.
That's a very good point.
You can have a rabbit hole in a meadow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, little glades in the forest. That's all right. Dal is going to get ulted here by Poolbay, and the Thanatos is going to boop him back. Keep him his distance there, as Forrest is going to try his very best not to die. He's going to get kicked away and just thrown around like a ragdoll. Poor little cat.
Where'd the cat go?
The cat went, I think that's one of the lives down. Well, 3 of the lives down now. 6 more deaths and Forrest will actually die, I think. That's how that one goes, based on the champion that he chose.
There really are only 2 timelines when Aurelia is picked. Either you go full closer, or this happens. There is no...
Oh, there's no in-between.
There is no in-between. This is how the pick works.
This is also full Aurelia. What Closer did was full Aurelia,
it's
and this
both.
is also full Aurelia.
Absolutely. There's no Forest.
Yeah.
Smash is looking, though. Varuses have stolen these.
T1 Varus has, in fact, stolen these as he walks on in. My goodness, that was scary. It went down to 750. Hi! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, never mind. It is just a D+ Kia Baron, and it goes their way.
Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy.
Yeah, absolutely. Fully controlled. Nothing to be worried about that entire time.
So, overall, unpleasant gameplay experience here. Try to set up a pick on Thanatos, unaware that Poolbay is there.
Yeah, it's like...
Then, watch this. Ring of Frost.
Wow. That was just a lot of damage.
This is a nice shock blast.
It was a very nice shock
That's
blast.
well done by Thanatos.
I think Thanatos is potentially getting another POG.
Well, I'm voting for him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. He did get the attention, but then getting attention and winning are 2 very different things.
True. If T1 wins, I'm giving my vote to Bay. Already.
Can you explain why?
Because he's playing Sion, you know?
I think that deserves respect.
Yeah. I just think it's pretty
Well, now you're sieging with Baron buff. You can't hold this turret, T1. Just next one as well. Just let it go.
Look at him
not
go.
happening.
Bay's just walking around and stuff. Just looks really cool. He's doing it.
I wouldn't mind a Serpent's Fang here.
Ooh, that's
But
fun.
we're not getting one because Ash is going Mandate. I guess Thanatos can go one now.
Yeah.
Next.
Possibly. Smash could buy one.
He could.
He is on the wrong team, though, for the value.
Well, yeah. Because he doesn't...
But he could still buy one.
Okay, but what would it... Well, everyone can buy one Atlas, but like, what would it do?
Arrow! Connects on a smash. He does have to use that cleanse immediately. That avoids the shock blast. Very nicely done. Inner turret's still going to go down, though, as D+ Kia continue the push with this Baron. It's going to be around for another minute.
Doll on a journey. Okay. They're trading.
Right.
I don't mind.
Kind of like the commitment to the split push. It's going to get them a little bit of that bounty gold.
They're maybe going to die.
Well, Rahel is the one making his way over here, so he's not necessarily going to be able to fight this earlier.
There is a zooming Lissandra. Okay, I'm going to find Forest just took a little bit. So, 3rd dragon, and then we have to wait 3 more minutes, or 5 more minutes for no, it's 3 more. I'm just getting trolled by the buff. I don't know how long Baron is, but it's like, I think
it's like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, in total, but it will be 3 minutes when the buff runs out.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. The time will tell us how long it's going to be.
Time has become fuzzy in my mind, Atlas.
I mean, there are numbers, and they'll be on the screen, and that'll tell us. There's a certain amount of time, and then another thing's going to be there for them to take down. This is going to be Soul Point for D+ KL.
Things are happening. How vague can we get?
5 minutes until the next Drake.
So events are transpiring on
3 minutes, you're right.
the video game.
Yeah.
In the video game, right?
Absolutely.
There are creatures being taken down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm still thinking about the Amazon, man. Made me sad.
Why would you bring up the Amazon, Atlas?
Just made me sad. Just I wanted you to be there with me.
No.
No, you don't want to?
I have enough trouble staving off the constant. Oh man, I we need this game to be over. Atlas. It's getting.
It's all right. No.
You know what? Earlier we were controlled free falling between the two of us.
Yeah.
I feel like now we're actually free because you might think that obviously we're really tired and we worked a lot, so we're doing a little bit of goofiness because we need to keep ourselves sane. But I can actually feel myself losing control of what the brain to mouth line is getting shorter and shorter.
And I'm also I'm losing
and it's bad.
time. I'm losing time.
No, I don't
feel
know.
like I am.
How long have we been
out
here?
For large chunks of time.
How long have we been here? What time is it?
Oh, that's a good point. It is 7:45.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Jeepers.
When you are in a staying on topic competition with Atlas and Chronicler, that's my favorite comment of the day. You go, Unit 242. You're a unit.
Yeah, that's
a great joke.
That was a unit comment. Absolutely fantastic.
Amazing.
Old Stoney's going through the amount of farms we've sent Showmaker, Faker, and Chovy to. No, it's Deft, Faker, and Chovy. They're going to different farms all across the world. Oh my goodness. According to Ivern's lore, Grump's full name is Lord Grompulus Kevin Ribbington of Croaksworth. That's a great thing to know. Didn't actually know that myself, so now I do. Hopefully I can remember. Dopey Os, thank you for just really holding on
in mid.
to conversations about the farmers. Yeah, outer turret still up and available here for T1 to take. 6,000 gold, the lead for D+ KL. We are still, we're taking it slow as far as the closeout of this one is concerned, but as you can see, Pulbe has himself a very cool hat, and so it's only going to be a matter of time is what it kind of feels like here. T1 need a miracle to get back into this. Forest, barely even a champion right now.
The last time I felt like I feel right now was when I casted one jet lag.
Oh,
that's actually what's happening right now. To me, I don't know how where you're at the moment.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out. I'm sure I'll get there
eventually
into some sort of understanding of my current state of being. Lucid going to start off this Baron.
That's all we can do.
We'll see whether the Forest can make it over, as Pulbe is just going to hit him with an ultimate. It's going to take 50% of Forest health, but he does have access to the Primal Surge. Will allow Forest to heal himself back up. Arrow sails by gracefully. Loved that from Rahel. The tower is going to be taken on that bottom side.
Stuff.
Yeah, exactly right.
They can flip
Information
this.
is given as Lucid's going to get the kickback, and that is an extraordinary dead cat.
They cannot flip this.
Extraordinarily dead cat.
It's gone.
Well, unless Bort can get in there. As I was a bit scared.
Lucid
Smash came in from the top.
He keeps scaring me, man.
Yeah, that was very frightening. They do trade it for an inner turret and an outer turret on the bottom side of the map. So actually, the gold lead shrank just a little. You can see the Baron power play sitting at 800 gold right now. So we're going to have a look at this replay one more time.
Lucid is really trying to get us to give it. Maybe I am going to vote Lucid, you know? Maybe that's the call. Maybe it is Lucid after all.
Maybe it is. I'm not sure.
I don't know, man.
I'm still not sure whether,
this is real.
D+ KL even wins this game.
No, they do.
We don't know?
I think so.
I mean, yeah, they should.
You wanna swap roles?
What's that?
So you become the analyst and I become the play-by-play?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I don't really want to do that.
Is it because you're tired?
Yeah, and I have a problem with, like, if there is ever, like, because I've been doing this for so long now, as soon as there is any action on the screen, I will play-by-play it. And even if you start talking, I will just straight up not care, and I will keep play-by-playing.
You're like, why is he talking through me?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he shut up?
No, I won't even ask that question. I would just keep going and
No, I mean
not even
internally.
notice that you're talking at all. No, internally, I won't know that you're saying anything. Yeah, you don't exist. You will not exist. Especially now. Oh, here it is. The big play. Damage has happened, I'm pretty sure.
The combo! They got the Q!
Yeah.
They did it!
Yeah, that was a big old knock-up from Bay. He's still getting my POG. It's all right, Hextech Soul on the table. Flawless Duet comes through as Dahl is going to get Lucid out of this pit. As Bay's just soaking damage. Pool Bay made his way back in as well.
He's soaking too well.
Oh dear. Okay, well, Shock Blast is absolutely massive. Rahel is going to pick up the kill onto the Nidalee once again, who's just dying as an afterthought all the time. Pool Bay gives him the good old thumbs up as T1 are left strewn over the river's floor as Smash does some flashing around and some cool moves, but Pool Bay says, I have more money than you, haha. And that is the answer here. Collectively, I believe, from D+ here, as they will take down these Nexus turrets. But man, what a back and forth series. Yeah, I'm gonna, yeah. One vote apiece for top and jungle, I think, as far as POG. And I don't really care who picks it up. It was just a great performance here by D+ here.
Bit of a tilter in the second game, immediately bounced back from by D+. Right now, the only undefeated roster that we have within Challengers. And if this is the first time you see these players, you might be wondering, wow, are they LCK caliber? Personally, I'd say yeah. I really think they are. And T1, rough day. Think some of the drafts didn't quite work out for them. Game number 1 really could have gone either way, but then game 2 and 3 both relatively one-sided overall. Happy faces, of course, here for D+, maintaining their streak. As, yeah, unsurprisingly, that is a fed Jace.
He was pretty dang strong. D+ Gear didn't even take the Hextech Soul at the end there. They just won the team fight and then won the game. Thanatos is super duper good. And Twitch chat already knew about this and we're having a bit of a conversation about it, but what if it happened again? What if Canna was replaced by an up-and-coming challenger player again? Oh, that would be just
I gotta say,
so sad.
If this was last year, I would have 100% could have seen it happen. Right now, I actually think Kana has been very serviceable.
No, he's been fantastic. But if Thanatos keeps being this good, then it may not be a question of whether Kana is good enough or not. It might just be that this guy's showing too many Prodigy-esque plays.
It could be. But I do think that right now, D+ is very clearly playing towards Thanatos aggressively, right? Like the amount of attention that Lucid plays toward top side. And in the current iteration of D+ LCK, as good as he is, it will require a very different type of playstyle because that team and every good team in the LCK era is playing towards bot side because bot side is the one that matters and Deft also is in incredible form. So personally, I love challengers. I would love to see this top side from D+ be in the LCK, 100%. But I would also kind of love it if it was the 3 of them together. That to me would be a dream scenario. I'm probably not going to get that. Maybe none of them are ever going to play in the LCK. Maybe 1 or 2 go to the LPL, and then we can watch them win Worlds against an LCK team in like 3 years, and I'll be extraordinarily sad.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a timeline that I really want to entertain, to be perfectly honest. So I'm just not going to.
Smart.
Yeah. I have the capacity to do that.
Hey, Atlas.
Yeah.
This was quality gameplay.
It was.
But guess what?
What?
We got one more series after this.
And it's going to be the true test, is it not?
I thought this was the true test.
But DRX versus Live Sandbox, which I believe is what it is. Lucid's going to pick it up. So I think Atlas 100% win rate so far when it comes to POG votes, which is crazy. Oh no, I missed out on one of them.
Did you just claim the Lucid vote as your own, even though I just signed for both of us and we didn't designate one?
Yeah, that's true.
He's claiming it. I mean, if you...
Oh, wait, no, you were the Lucid vote, weren't you? And I was the Thanatos vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my brain's just not working.
Fine. We did it together, as
Yeah.
did Lucid. You know, we are a metaphor for Thanatos and Lucid.
Yeah,
Together, we stand strong, because Lucid, to me, best jungler that we have in Challenger by a large margin, had a complete stinker of a second game, got kaboomed, truly, by Forest, and then come back with a clean league game like this, really, really showcasing why we're excited about this player and enabling his incredible carry top laner to perform the way that they did. Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous play. I think that Lucid and Thanatos will take well-deserved POGs, and the Koreans will get a well-deserved interview while
But we don't.
just have a bit of a chat.
This
to you
is
guys.
the interaction moment.
It is. Okay, so speaking of which, let's have a little bit of a chat to you guys. Throw in any sort of questions our way.
I was going to
we'll
talk
read them
so
out.
you could read. I was trying to be helpful.
Okay, go.
Well, so I hope you all had a wonderful day thus far. I want to remind you again that the Challenger broadcast is a place for community, positivity, and as long as you embody those ideals, we will be giving you that back in a way.
Why did we let him speak? The next series will be the real battle, as spoken.
I started off so well.
Wolfshire. You did. You actually did.
So nice.
Oh, Dungmoo could be
Didn't
playing. We'll have
Didn't
to
stick
see.
the landing.
You had some inside goss, did you not? That there might have been some
Could have
sort
been.
of hints that she
Yeah.
could be playing, but we'll have to see.
We don't know.
Any
Most
hints
likely
on
won't.
any clues on new caster? Yes. We will
They
have
are
Law
real.
hosting. She's coming.
Yeah, there is also another mystery guest.
There is going to be a mystery commentator, but
But
we
they're
will not announce who that is
They're not
until
real. Yeah,
it is real.
They're
because
not unlocked yet.
yeah. We announced Ejim before he was real, and then he was never real, and so we've been burnt from that forever, and so we're not actually introducing anyone until they're in the country.
Is it Hooney? No, but I want to give a
Well, I mean,
big
yes,
shout out.
because
Well, it
Hooney's
is,
still he was
but
already
he's
announced.
already there. I want to give a shout out to Big Kahuni. He actually has been doing so well.
Oh yeah.
And I really hope we keep him. It's been super fun to chat with. Obviously, incredible amount of experience, and just a really nice, funny guy.
He's just
Great addition to the team.
He's really good to hang out with, just in general. So we're really lucky to have Hooney. I really want. I'm really sad that Rapid Star got another gig as well, because he's also really great to chat to. But you know, he's working for a team, so it's fine.
KT, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Look, my brain just doesn't have that bit of information on hand at this point in time. I'm sure Twitch chat will be able to tell us
Someone
exactly
will know. Or YouTube
what's
chat.
going on.
You know, both chats
Yes,
are
sorry,
equally,
just chat in
equally
general.
valid. As overall,
Newcaster is
oh.
YouTube and Twitch chat
at the same time.
together
I don't know if we're ready for that.
in harmony or
Yeah.
against one another.
No, in harmony, Atlas. This is challengers. Come on.
Mm,
How do you guys manage to be chads when tired? I don't think we are.
no, we're just tired. I think
we're
would be how that
we're
is.
just tired.
We should get Papa Smithy
Um,
back. He's watching these for scouting anyways. I mean, Papa Smithy is currently working for FlyQuest.
He is in the USA, and we are in Korea. So that'll be...
Can we get Tasteless on this
Little
broadcast
tough.
just once? Maybe. I don't think I think he streams on Mondays and Tuesdays. I don't know whether he'd like. I mean, we could just do it for
It
fun.
would be fun. Just have him on.
Yeah.
Hey, just play-by-play. We double analyst. Or you guys could double play-by-play. That's the dream.
I mean, so Tasteless doesn't play-by-play or
No,
color.
I
or
know.
He just
I guess.
tastelesses. He just does that. Whatever that is. Whatever that is the best. But he does that and exists. So I don't know. Maybe he could just come on as a tricast and just exist as Tasteless. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Can't be next week as he's going to be in Poland, but we'll see.
For the
No,
aforementioned
we
tournament.
want Papa Smithy. Well, you just sometimes you can't get what you want. Unfortunately,
You can't always get what you want.
Yeah.
Big Stones fan?
Quadcast of all the LCK regulars on Tuesday. I'm not a huge
Oh.
Stones fan, actually.
That's nice. Then we can all not have a day off. No, I'm sorry. I'm being I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be
Whoa,
sarcastic.
yeah. So tomorrow we
really-
could come to work,
We
and
really-
then how much would
we
we?
really need our day off. We have one. Just the one. And the one is barely enough.
If you think about it, we could work for 13 days in a row, though.
Yeah, that's bad. We're on broadcast. We can't be off. We're just always on.
Yeah. But that'd be like an achievement. that we could write down on our tombstone.
Someone should calculate.
Commentated.
Someone should
13 days in a row.
calculate how many more days, or like how much in terms of like game costs. Because I'm 100%. You're the number one because you did LPL and LCK for like an infinite amount of time right now, right?
But
like the actual
was indeed true, then yes.
Sorry.
If that was true, and it was an infinite amount of time, then I would have definitely commentated a lot. However, I think I'd still be doing it for that if it was an infinite amount of time.
Do you know what? I can't. I am stuck in this room for the entire day with this guy, and he keep I'm having a great time, Atlas. We are. It's actually. I think it speaks.
You're starting to catch up, though, aren't you? Like
it's starting to. It's no. Please let me talk. No, actually, you shouldn't. I barely know what I'm saying, but it speaks to the special nature of the LCK team that we are spending this amount of time, and I genuinely really haven't been very annoyed. I don't know what you're doing right now. Just looking at my microphone. I think that's remarkable. Because usually at some point, you kind of would expect to get moderately annoyed at the very least, but that hasn't happened yet. Maybe the third series does it. We have one more best of 3.
I was going to say, we have so far done 7 games. Tonight we have minimum of 8. And so, therefore, we
we've
might
done
just
6
get
games.
There. We might just get there.
It's been 2 3-game series. It's been 6 games.
That's what well,
you said 7.
Right. No. Last week.
Oh,
last time we commentated on a Monday, we did 7 games. And so now we've done 6 with a minimum today of 8.
Yeah.
And so in the 8th game, we head to unfamiliar territory where anything is possible.
I don't think it'll be good.
Well, it could be bad, but there is also a slight chance that we unlock something deep within ourselves that allows us to go even further beyond.
Could we possibly reach the level of jet lag Kobe casts?
No, we can't. No, that's out of reach.
No, it's not. We need to go to like
that's
11.
Also,
we need to go for like 12,
here,
for like 12 games for that.
Yeah, our trajectory is like, it's, a linear path, and like Kobe jet lagged is like somewhere in the ether over here. My hands go a bit green, don't they?
It's fine.
Have something to do with the screen behind me. I'm not entirely sure. To quote Atlas last Wednesday, could be worse. Absolutely. Yeah, it would be nice to have the carpet space, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe we should just bring in Anna's desk as well for challenges. Yeah. Stop looking at your mic, man. I'm trying to focus here.
It's the same shape as an ice cream.
What do you mean?
It is.
What is happening? We don't know either. That's a very good question, though. So,
don't eat your mic.
You know how when watching reality TV, sometimes you're wondering like what is happening to these people. Well, you're watching it live, happening to us.
Well, you're not anymore, because we're going to go to a short break. When we get back, our final series of the evening. We'll see you there if our brains make it.
흔들리지 마라. 평화가 함께
빨간 팀의 포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 빨간 팀의 포탑이 파괴되었습니다.